Zorn's Dungeon is the first role-playing game to be played through the YouTube livestream chat. You're not just watching the game anymore, your character is involved in the action. Spawn a level 0 character, throw them into the Bloodcage, and watch them fight for their lives. Death is permanent, but survivors can reach level 1 for even greater adventure as the game develops. Here's how to play in under 5 minutes. Step 1. Spawn your character. To play, just type bang spawn, that's !spawn, in the YouTube livestream chat anytime Zorn's Dungeon is being played live. The game instantly rolls a level 0 character with 3d6 stats straight down the line. There's also a 1 in 6 chance of rolling a random demi-human. Your starting HP determines your destiny. Low health means wizards and thieves, while high health means you get to be a fighter, paladin, or barbarian. Every character's linked to your YouTube username, so you know which is yours, and we know who's playing. Each character also gets a unique ID or dog tag. You can also see which characters belong to rare professions or have particularly exceptional stats. Remember, level 0 is brutal, so spawn multiple characters to have backups ready. But be aware there's a 30-second global cooldown on the bang spawn command. If you don't get in on your first try, just try again. The chatbot will confirm what characters are created in the live stream chat. Step 2. The draft. Newly spawned characters enter the tavern. The only way out for a level 0 character is to be drafted into a 12-person party for the Bloodcage. When it's time to assemble a party, the system drafts in this priority. 1. Super VIPs, which the Game Master reserves for special guests or situations. 2. VIPs. Channel members get free VIP status once a month, and anyone can send in super chats to make one of their characters a VIP. Super chats with a specific dog tag attached guarantee that character will receive VIP status. Otherwise, the system will choose one of your characters at random. Gifting memberships also gets you and the person gifted a VIP character. 3. Active chatters. If you've commented in the live stream chat within the last hour, you get priority right behind VIPs. So if you're watching, participate in the chat to make it more likely that your character will get in on the fight. 4. The general pool. If there are still draft spaces left, then they're open to anyone else in the tavern. Yes, even if you're offline, your tavern characters are at risk and may be drafted. Note that the draft prioritizes having as many different players as possible in the party, so you usually won't have 2 of your own characters in the same cage. Step 3. Into the Bloodcage. Once the party forms, the doors open, monsters spawn, and the auto battle begins. You get to sit back and watch the bloody drama unfold. As the cage takes damage and the blood bar fills, Zorn might intervene. At 33% health loss, he might order his goblin archers to loose a volley into the heroes, or later drop a gore strider behind your lines if you're having too easy a time. And for the crunch lovers, combat, movement, spells, and all other rules are handled by the Hacked Edge game system, our custom rule set based on old school essentials. Step 4. Triage and leveling. When the dust settles, surviving PCs are hauled up to the winch room. If a character was knocked unconscious, they only survive if they have teammates still standing at the end. Otherwise, the monsters put them to the sword. Survivors earn a blood drop next to their name to indicate they lived through the ordeal. Once in the winch room, goblin medics attempt to heal individual wounds, restoring 1 HP per wound per success. Then the fairy checks HP. Anyone with enough HP to reach level 1 gets promoted, receives their class, and gets a free, full restoration of HP and spells. This is the only free magical healing in the game. Level 1 characters also earn the right to have a name. Type bang name dog tag new name in the chat to name them, or rename them on zornsdungeon.com. Step 5. Rest and return. Finally, characters are sorted to their next location. First, all dead characters are sent to the graveyard. It's their final resting place. Those characters who are still wounded are sent to the infirmary. There, wounds and spells heal in real time according to the Hacked Edge rules, meaning severe injuries may take several actual 24-hour days to recover. To keep playing, bang spawn more characters to have them ready to go. Healthy characters are sent to the stable to safely rest. They have earned their reprieve. Want to send a character back into the action and perhaps earn a second blood drop? Just move the character you want from the stable back to the tavern. You can do this at zornsdungeon.com or by typing bang T for tavern plus the dog tag of the character you want to move in the chat. You can check rosters, locations, and all of our leaderboards, tracking boss kills, maximum damage, highest XP, anytime at zornsdungeon.com/tavern. Alright, that's all you need to know to get playing Zorn's Dungeon on the live stream. Get your bang spawn ready, and we'll see you in the cage. Oh, well, welcome everyone. Welcome. I thought I had some stuff going on. Let's see. I was trying to get up the copper stuff on how to play so you would understand exactly how coppers are thrown. But as I was sitting here, all right, let's put it up on the page. And now as I'm sitting here, it's actually not up on the page. So let's see. So hang on. Maybe I can try to get to it another way. Hang on. I was trying to get this live on the website. All right. Okay. Well, maybe I can do this. Let's do this. So this may or may not be live yet on the website, but this will explain some of the how to throw coppers. So I want to explain that to you right here because there's a lot that I want to do. Let's see. All right. Hello, everybody. So hey. All right. Let's get into this. Hopefully, everybody has had a wonderful day. We have, let's see, we got 8 people here who have registered and said something in the chat. Remember, you play by saying something in the chat. Hit bang spawn if you have not created a character already. Otherwise, say something in the chat if you already have characters in the tavern so that you'll be able to play. Let's go over here to, let's see. Let me see if I can find the coppers. Okay, so let me bring this up. Here is how you earn coppers. I'm going to share the screen. All right, so coppers. All right, oh, and I have to actually put it up on the screen. There we go. Coppers. Every monster in the Bloodcage has a copper value, the price the crowd puts on its head. When a monster falls, the crowd throws that copper to the hero at the end of the Bloodcage. The crowd throws that copper to the hero who landed the killing blow. When the cage opens, everything thrown is divided among the survivors. Kill copper is the base. You get what you kill. A hero who puts down a monster earns its full copper value. Kills without a clear owner, such as arrow storms or whatever, go into the shared pool. That really shouldn't happen right there. Brave play earns per shares that increases the hero's cut total, and that's why the coppers should reward good play. Standing ground. If your character's zone of control stops an advancing enemy, then you'll get coppers. Turning a blow. An enemy considers attacking your character, but your raised guard, such as because you are on AOD, deflects the attacker to a softer target. You get copper coins for that. Drawing fire. Your character fights with the guard down, all-out attack, and the enemy is pulled towards you. You were talking about playing aggro. Instead of attacking someone behind, you get copper coins for that. And then also, I believe it was Sable was asking, can we get credit for an assist? Because wounding your character dealt serious damage to a monster, at least a quarter of its health, you will get credit for wounding. If you just chip away at it, like 1 point of damage or something like that, then you do not get credit for wounding. You do have to walk out to get paid. Dead and incapacitated characters will forfeit their coppers, and those coppers will be redistributed to whoever is standing. A change I recently made, however, is that a character who is reeling will still count as standing and will keep their share. So if you are reeling, you will count as standing and you will receive coppers as of tonight. All right, so that is some information on how coppers are distributed. I'm going to provide more information, but there you go. Just 1 second. All right. Eventually, you're going to be able to buy things with coppers. If you want different equipment, if you've got a character who has a melee weapon and you'd rather them have a missile weapon, then you're going to be able to buy it with coppers. If you've got a character who has a missile weapon, you'd rather them have a melee weapon, you're going to be able to buy it with coppers. If your character has a shield and it was broken in the Bloodcage, then later you might want to buy yourself a new shield with coppers. That functionality isn't integrated yet, but I think that's going to be an important, also strategic aspect of this, that if you want to buy different weapons, if you want to equip your character differently, then you're going to be able to do that through coppers. But coppers are different from experience points because they reward your play, not just who you put down. Okay. All right. So that's some information. I want to put up actually the actual copper math later, but that's a little bit of information to you about how we are distributing coppers so it's less opaque to you. I want to make it more and more transparent, especially if we're going to do something like, you know what we could do? We could run a tournament. 4 is not the max because increasing your channel membership. 2, if you are not a channel member, you have 2. If you become a warrior of the Geekverse, you get 4. There is also Knight of the Geekverse, and I believe that's 10. And then you can go to Baron of the Geekverse and get more. So it's based on your membership level. So yeah, it's based on your membership level. The only membership level that you can gift according to YouTube's rules. Now, actually, I wonder if that's true on my website. I need to check on that. You should be able to gift higher, because on YouTube, the maximum gift you can give is the $4.99 level. And that's why I made a $4.99 level. But people don't really like the YouTube membership gifting, and I completely understand why, because it just gives it to some random person who might not even be present. But on the website, you can, I believe that should be the case, that you can gift additional higher levels of membership. All right, so let's go ahead and play. I still do have to bench some characters. That's on the list. I got this list over here that I've been trying to work through. Hey, by the way, we are coming up on the 50th episode, and I want to do something special for that. And I'm trying to think of something to do for that and like advertise that and do something special. On this list over here is bench characters, and I've been talking about that for a while, so I know that people know that's coming. So people are expecting that. If you have more characters than your membership level, people have been expecting the characters to be benched, and that is on this direct list before maybe the 50th episode. So yes, characters will be benched. All right. So there you go. Yes. Yes, but we are going to bench characters. I've been talking about it. My over the last few days, my ability to actually work on this game has been for about 2 hours before we go live, but that is going on. All right. So is there anything else I need to say? We got 10 likes. We do have 12 gifts of the fairy that we need to give. All right. So let's go and play. Let's play. I think it's time to play. Yeah, I know. Sable did have the most characters. Sable, because there was no, for the first 24 episodes or something like that, there was no limit to the number of characters that you could spawn. And Sable definitely took advantage of that. I mean, that was the rule. That was the rule for the first 24 or maybe 36 cages. I don't know, or something like that. You could spawn as much as you wanted to. And Sable Phoenix took advantage of that. And also, Brianna, I mean, so that was the rule as it stood at the time. But they've known that, okay, we might be benching some of them. Coming soon. All right, let's go to the holding cell. So the holding cell, draft priority. We do have some changes to our combat commands I've been working on. I was working on that too, so we're going to see how that goes. I think we're getting close to having them working right, but some people have said that, hey, I have some differences. What will be the difference? What will be the difference between benching a character and putting one in the stable? A character that is benched is neither in the tavern nor in the stable. So I've told you, I've told you a few times that right now your character does not fight if it's in the stable. Right now, that's true. Your character is safe in the stable. You will not fight in the Bloodcage.
You will not fight in the Bloodcage. That's absolutely true. You do not fight in the Bloodcage if you are in the stable. I want to create encounters and some other things, and that's actually been in development. It's already started development, where there are things for level 1 characters to do, and those might be able to reach you in the stable. Oh my God, something is attacking Zorn's dungeon or something like that. We need characters who are at least level 1 to go and respond to this threat. That's the way I'm thinking of. And in which case, you might have to come out of the stable to fight if you're a level 1 character. But if you're benched, you're neither. You're out. You're out. You're neither in the tavern nor the stable. So that's my thinking right there. If there's an attack on Zorn's dungeon and we need level 1 characters and we don't have enough in the tavern, then my thinking is we will start reaching into the stable because we've got to fight off that attack. But if you're benched, you're in neither place. Bench is kind of like limbo. You are in limbo. Okay. So draft priority. Let's see. Super VIPs, which you don't have none. Oh, by the way, can we do a ×2 copper event? Like, can we do that as a special event? Maybe we can give copper coins. Maybe we can give more copper coins. That's an interesting idea. You could have a night where, like, okay, copper coins will be double. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, benched characters will be inaccessible and will not count towards your maximum active heroes. Right, yes. I have a little bit different idea, but that's an interesting idea. I hadn't thought about that at all, Brianna, so thank you for that idea. And by the way, I also the stable still counts as an active character, right? They're just safe from being randomly drafted into the Bloodcage, right? Exactly. So Sable has it there. And by the way, I also, now that Gen Con is over and people have kind of gotten back from Gen Con, I want to go back and I want to ask my friends who were at Gen Con, do you want to come on and co-host the show and bring people? I haven't gotten to do that yet, but Brian Colin of Creature Curation, and then also David of Infinite Black. I'm going to go back. It's about time for me to, I think we've play tested this enough. I got some more changes tonight, but I think we play tested this enough, and it's after Gen Con that some other people should be available to do some guest shows and things like that. All right, if you're new to the cage, you will be in first after VIPs. Then after that, anybody who is present and not yet fought tonight in the chat with 35 minutes. In the chat defines as, or present means you have spoken in the chat within the last 35 minutes. Anybody who has had the longest wait will go first. Present, but then fought. Fewer fights are drafted first. If you fought 2 times, you will be drafted behind people who fought 1 time, and so forth. And then everybody else. Let's draft. Here we go. Okay, so Echo, Lady May Blasic, of course. Okay, level 1 Paladin, Echo right there. Okay, you are in. We still have some Blessing of the Fairy left over from last night. That goes for 24 hours. So some of the characters that you are seeing in blue still have the Blessing of the Fairy. Vulgar Unicorn, Sunburnt Man-at-Arms, you are in level 0. Proud Star, Nameless Flame, level 1. Also with Blessing of the Fairy. Sable Phoenix, an Indentured Town Militia, level 0. Brianna, an Unwitting Town Militia, level 0. SKD Fish, Are You Kidding Me? Level 1 Cleric. Brad, Bang Spawn. Oh, Bang Spawn is back. I love that. Level 1 Thief with a little bit of Fairy's Blessing. Mrs. Dave has Loot Skywalker. Oh, been a while since we've seen Loot Skywalker. Mrs. Dave has Loot Skywalker in. Courtney, Somewhat Nicely. That's 5 blood drops for Somewhat Nicely. That is really big. Let's get rid of this up here at the top right there. Okay. Let's see. Courtney, Somewhat Nicely. Then Brent, Optimist Prime, level 1 Knight. A rare character, 1 in 354 spawns. Swanzo, an unsung fortune teller. And then Greg Reynolds, a bloodshot flagellant, who is Starborn, by the way. We have a Starborn character who's the top 2% of all ability scores. Nice job. Swanzo is ill-starred, quite the reverse of that. Ill-star is bottom 12%, not quite as bad as bottom 2%, but bottom 12%. We have 45 seconds left until we fight. 12 people in the party. There are 5 level 0 characters, 7 level 1 characters, average level 0.6. Okay, 60 HP. That's quite a bit. 60 HP in here, average level 5. Echo, you've got an 82% chance of getting out of here with Lady May. The Vulgar Unicorn, you got a 73% chance of getting out of this. Brad Henry, Bang Spawn, level 1 Thief, you got an 81% chance of getting out of this. Then Brent, Optimus Prime, level 1, 91% chance of getting out of this alive. Okay, so that is looking rather nice right here. So, all right, I mean, let's go to fight. Let's go to the Bloodcage. Let me see if I got my new, like, I don't like, what I don't like, just from the discussion of the gameplay right here. Hey, Sam, great to see you. Let's see. So, what I don't like from this perspective is that we're getting more and more complicated. And I'm afraid that this might discourage some new players. So there's some things that I think we definitely need to have. That's why I was working on our combat commands. But just in general, I don't want to get much more complicated than this, at least until we have a lot more players who at least experience this level of complication. Because I was kind of thinking about this game being, the bar stool kind of version of RPGs that you can sit down and you can enjoy and you can play. I don't want it to be so complicated that people are like, oh my God, I can't even get involved with that. But okay, let me see about this. So here are the changes to the combat commands, because there have been combat commands changes. Bang AOA, all out attack, okay? That increases your attack power, and shields and dodge are useless as normal. But I did want to put up here that AOA still respects engagement lock. So if you are engaged with somebody, yes, in general, you will attack the most dangerous monster if you are not engagement locked. But if you are in melee with somebody, AOA does not break your engagement lock with the creature that you are fighting, and we saw that with Sable the other night. Wasn't I supposed to turn to the more aggressive creature? Generally speaking, yes, but if you are already in melee with a creature, you will AOA. You will all-out attack the creature that you are in melee against. So AOA still respects engagement lock if somebody comes up and fights you. Optionally, you can add coordinates to move to that location first. But people have been asking for this, and I think it's a good idea. If a monster is standing on the square you designate, it will become the target. Okay, so we've added that in. So if you want to AOA, you can AOA to a particular coordinate, and if that is empty, you will move to that location, and then you will choose your target. Or if your AOA includes coordinates where a monster is standing on, then that monster will become your target, okay? As long as you are not engagement locked. Engagement lock overrides that. But that should be the way we go right now. A lot of people, it may have been Dave and Brent, and we're saying that, hey, I really want that when I give AOA and coordinates, I want to designate the target of the AOA. So that should work. If there's nobody there, you're going to move to that location. But if you designate a target of the AOA, you are going there. Bang move moves your character to the coordinates, and that persists, and that command persists until you arrive at that location, but your character will still get actions as normal each turn. AOD, all-out defense, you will sacrifice movement and attacks for additional defense. Bang hold the line, character will not move, but will attack characters within range. And if you have missile weapons or spells, then you've got longer range. If you got melee weapons, it's obviously shorter, but range of whatever kind of weapon you've got. If no action is taken and the character is later attacked, treat it as if on AOD defense. Run, bang run is retreat, and that improves your chances of breaking an enemy's engagement lock if you are engaged in melee. If the break fails, you will defend, however, as if you were on AOD, and then we'll try to run again next turn if you leave the command on. Optionally, you can add coordinates to attempt to retreat toward that square. For instance, bang run A1. Bang fight. Now, this is also a change. So cancels all previous orders and returns the character to autoplay mode. But now Bang Fight also includes optional coordinates. You can provide coordinates optionally with Bang Fight. If you add coordinates, your character will move to that location if the square is empty, or will attack the monster on that square until it is dead. So you can add coordinates to Bang Fight now if you are trying to target a monster. And by the way, I guess it doesn't say it right here, but it should. But Bang Fight still also respects engagement lock. If you are tied in melee with a monster, you can't just Bang Fight to get out of it. You're going to be fighting the monster you are engagement locked with. Does this make sense? Is this too complicated? I mean, I've tried to integrate the things that you guys have been saying as far as like expected, I think expected behavior or expected response of the system. I've been trying to include that in here at the risk that, okay, we're getting a bit more complicated, but I'm trying to make the game play the way that you guys have been asking for it to play and are expecting it to play, actually. So I do think that, Sable says it's all making sense. So I think that makes sense. I don't think it's too complicated. So Echo says, this is perfect, I think. Much more be too complicated. I really want to, that's why we were play testing these rules kind of to get it to this point, and I apologize. We need to get to the fight, I know. But I'm trying to explain what we're doing, why we're doing this, because expected functionality is very important. Oh, I issued this command and I was expecting this. So I want to get the expected functionality there, but I also don't want to go, I don't want to have 50 commands. So if you're a new person who shows up, you can issue up to any of these 50 different commands, whatever. It's too much. It's too much. But I think that this is helping the existing commands in way you guys are expecting them to work. So that's how we're playing with them tonight. So they might not work perfectly tonight. We're still play testing, whatever. But this is kind of what I'm going with. And then also, of course, your character will accept the last order given and will execute it at the start of its next turn. Orders will stand until you give a new one. So, okay. All right. So let's go ahead and open the cage. Here we go. All right. So here we go. Oh, let's see. 12 PCs versus 16 monsters. 12 PCs to 16 monsters. We have 2 white apes. Here we go. The Vulgar Unicorn, a sunburnt man-at-arms, first row. Brianna Reynolds, an unwitting town militia, first row. Brent Feinstad, Optimus Prime, first row. Sable Phoenix, an indentured town militia, first row. And yes, as people are, the characters are deployed to the map now, so you can now enter combat commands. They'll be accepted on your first turn, but you are now eligible to enter combat commands. Characters have been deployed to the cage. Echo, Melee, second row. This is very fighter type heavy. I mean, we got paladins and so forth. Mrs. Dave, Luke Skywalker, second line. Brad Henry, Bang Spawn, second line. Then we go to a cleric, Courtney, somewhat nicely, second line. Third line, SKD Fish, Are You Kidding Me? Proud Star, Nameless Flame. Then Greg Reynolds, Bloodshot Flagellant. And then Swanzo, an unsung fortune teller. All right, so there we go. All right, so Goblin is up first. Goblin targets a sunburnt man-at-arms. Goblin punches. Oh, my God, critical. Didn't that happen last to 6 points of damage? Oh, my God, 5 taken his injury. Oh, my God, the Vulgar Unicorn, oh, my God, has taken 6 points of damage, 5 actual points of damage. Dropped him. We got to get him out. Oh, my God, I am sorry. Goblin comes up and just absolutely crushes him. Goblin number 3 comes up to Brent. 3 points of injury. One to the side, 2 taking his injury. He is alive, though, so we've got to get him out of here. Goblin comes in to Sable Phoenix. 1 turned aside, 3 taking his injury. I'm very sorry, Vulgar Unicorn. Very sorry about that. Horrible way to start. I am sorry. Optimus Prime, critical, returns the critical to Goblin number 3, or 7 points of damage. With a short spear, Optimus Prime goes into Goblin number 3. Cave Imp. Cave Imp targets Optimus Prime. Cave Imp coming in, deflected. Deflected Optimus Prime level 1. Brent deflects Cave Imp number 1's attack. Okay, Ratkin Mongrel moving toward Luke Skywalker. You're going to have to retarget. Yes, retargets to an unwitting town militia, Brianna Reynolds. 3 damage, 1 turned aside, 2 taken as injury. Goblin Runt targets an unwitting town militia coming in on Brianna Reynolds' flank. Unwitting town militia, 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. Brianna, I am sorry. Brianna is also out. We are 10-15. We've already lost 2 heroes. That is not good. White 8 moving toward Optimus Prime. White 8, number 2, throws at Optimus Prime. Deflected. Deflected. Nice job, Brent. Optimus Prime deflected. White 8 targets Optimus Prime. Also going to throw there. Come on, stay up, Optimus. Stay up, Optimus. Brent, deflected. Nice job. Nice job, Optimus Prime. Deflects the attack with the shield. Epic defense. Already gone 3 unscathed. Very nice. Are you kidding me? Goes up to Ratkin Mongrel. This is one of our clerics coming up with a staff. Only 1 point of damage against Goblin number 1. 10 PCs to 15 monsters. Cave Imp. We need to draw some heroes here. Cave Imp number 3 comes up to somewhat nicely. 2 points of damage. Minor slashing wound. Goblin moves toward Lady May. This is of Echo coming in. Lady May, of course, is hit for 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound. Luke Skywalker, Mrs. Dave, targets a goblin up here. Luke Skywalker coming up. Put him down. Yes, nice job, Mrs. Dave. 5 points of damage. That drops goblin number 5. Ratkin Mongrel looking at Optimus Prime. Not sure if he's going to be there. Let's see. Ratkin Mongrel looking at Swanzo as well. Coming from way downtown. Yes, probably not going to be able to make an attack this round. Sable Phoenix goes fight. Sable Phoenix is kind of surrounded right here. Goes into Goblin right here, number 4. 4 points of damage with a long spear. Goblin number 4 drops down to -1 hit points. Lady Mai. Oh, Dave says Lady Mai. I was saying Lady May. So Lady Mai. Bang Spawn. Bang Spawn goes into Goblin Runt with a short bow. 1 point of damage, minor piercing wound. Cave Imp targets indentured town militia of Sable Phoenix. Comes in. Town militia takes 1 point of damage, a minor slashing wound. Oh, wait. Oh, my God. Lady, oh, now I get it. I was saying Lady May. Lady Mai. Okay. All right. I got you. I got you. Goblin rocked by 9 points of damage. If I had said Lady Mai, I probably would have gotten it. But Lady May, I was saying Lady May. Lady Mai, I got it. Zorn readies the archers. Volley is coming. Slimeling. Slimeling, let's see, looking for a target here into Brent. Can't get there. Slimeling targets Lady Mai Balls. Lady Mai Ballsich right there. All right. Can't get there, though. Unsung Fortune Teller. This is Swanzo going to Goblin Runt, an Unsung Fortune Teller. 1 point of damage, minor bludgeoning wound. The light fades from the Goblin Runt's eyes. All right. Somewhat nicely targets Cave Imp. Somewhat nicely. 7 points of damage with a club. Beats Cave Imp to death right there with the club. Somewhat nicely beat that Cave Imp to death. Rather nicely. Okay. Now, Goblin targets Lady Mai Balzich. Okay, Lady Balzich punctured for 3 points of damage. Moderate piercing wound that drops the guard. Arrow Storm. 3 arrows coming in. 3 arrows coming in. Somewhat nicely. Oh, evade. Somewhat nicely steps through the line of flight. The shaft sings through. Luke Skywalker, also no damage. Very nicely done. Evaded. Indentured Town Militia, Sable Phoenix. 1 point of damage. Minor piercing wound. That did drop Sable Phoenix. An Indentured Town Militia, Sable Phoenix, you were cut down instantly. Sorry, Sable. Gremlin. Now, Gremlin from the back coming up to an unsung fortune teller, Swanzo. Trying to get there, coming from all the way across the board, not going to be able to get there. Bloodshot Flagellant tends to Sunburnt Man-at-Arms. Comes up to Sunburnt Man-at-Arms. Gives, Cure Trifling Wound, stabilizes him, moves him back to 1 HP. So Sunburnt Man-at-Arms, you are back to 1 HP. So you are back in the action right now. Now, Vulgar Unicorn, Sunburnt Man-at-Arms is going AOA. So that got the Sunburnt Man-at-Arms back into action. Comes down, actually going against Ratkin Mongrel. Last stand comes in. 6 point damage. Nice job, Vulgar Unicorn. Back on his feet with 1 point of damage, 1 hit point from the Cleric's Gift, and came in and put down a monster for us. Nameless Flame, Proud Star, goes at white 8. Nameless Flame casts Sacred Flame at white 8. 5 points of damage, the white 8. Major radiant wound. Zorn signals to ready the portcullis. Goblins stand by on the crank. 10 PCs to 9 monsters. It's 10 to 9, so the PCs have managed to cut down some monsters, but White Ape is moving first. Goes to the Vulgar Unicorn. Struck for 5 points of damage. Major bludgeoning wound. Oh my God, Sunburnt Man-at-Arms, I am sorry. You came back up, you did your thing, but perished with White Ape. Now he is targeting Swanzo, an unsung fortune teller. 1 turned aside, 1 taken as injury. Minor bludgeoning wound. Cave Imp now targets Optimus Prime. Cave Imp coming in, deflected. Nice job, Optimus Prime. Deflected with your small shield. Untouchable. 4 in a row. You are unscathed. 4 in a row, unscathed. Nice job. Cave Imp now looking at somewhat nicely. Cave Imp sweeps in, opened up by 3 points of damage, moderate slashing wound. Somewhat nicely loses consciousness, but clings stubbornly to life. Somewhat nicely, you are out, but not dead. Not going to help us in this cage, but not dead. Can she get us out of here? Can we get her out of here? Loot Skywalker looking at this goblin in the flank. Loot Skywalker comes in on the goblin's flank. 5 points of damage. Nice job. The goblin falls with a final thud. Gremlin, Lady Mai looking, retargets to Loot Skywalker. Retargets to Loot Skywalker, comes in, 3 points of damage. 1 turned aside, 2 taken as injury. Zorn stays his hand. There will be no portcullis monsters in this fight. No portcullis monsters. We are fighting 8-8. Optimus Prime goes to Cave Imp. Optimus Prime, 3 points of damage to Cave Imp, a moderate piercing wound. The Cave Imp hits the stone and does not rise. Nameless Flame, Proud Star, targets Cave Imp. Hey, could anybody check zornsdungeon.com and look at the Bloodcage map and see if it's functional? I did some work on that, but I don't have confirmation yet that it's functional. If you're in a situation where you could look at zornsdungeon.com and see if the Bloodcage map is functional, please let me know. Bang Spawn fires at White Ape, coming in with a short bow, 6 points of damage. It's not. SKD Fish says it's not. Okay, it's still not functional. Okay. That's actually a complicated thing to get functional. That's a complicated thing to do. I may not be able to do it, but I'm going to try. Swanzo, I'll try again then. I did try some other things. Swanzo puts down White Ape. but for different technical reasons, that's complicated. I will continue to try, though. White Ape targets Optimus Prime. White Ape number 2. Deflected. Nice job, Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime. Unbreakable. 5 unscathed in a row. The White Ape comes in again. Shield goes up. Textbook deflection. Invulnerable. Optimus Prime has gone 6th unscathed. Nice job, Optimus Prime. That is incredible. Slimeling goes to Luke Skywalker. Coming in on the flank, 3 points of damage. Oh no, Mrs. Dave has gone down. Dead, down but not dead. Down but not dead. Let's see. Is that the first invulnerable we have ever seen? Slimeling goes into Lady Mai, 1 point of damage. Minor bludgeoning wound. Ratkin Mongrel goes to Lady Mai, a Baltic. Oh no! Lady Mai staggers but stays standing through sheer will. 7 PCs up to 5 monsters. Are you kidding me? SKD Fish targets Slimeling. Critical hit with a staff into Slimeling. 9 points of damage. Slime goes everywhere in the cage. Nice job, SKD Fish. Are you kidding me? Slimeling ooze goes everywhere. Bloodshot Flagellant targets White Ape. Bloodshot Flagellant comes into White Ape, right for 2 points of damage. Minor bludgeoning wound. 1 point left. We got to put that down. 7 PCs to 4 monsters. This is all we've got. Lady Mai. Okay. Reeling. Initiative deck reshuffles. Oh, it is Ratkin Mongrel into Lady Mai. 1 point of damage. That but she's still alive. Down, but unconscious. Down, but unconscious, but not dead. Nice. Okay. Bang Spawn, Brad Henry goes AOA. Brad Henry is going AOA. Looking at this White Ape, put that down. Shoots the short bow, 4 points of damage, moderate piercing wound through the throat of the White Ape, or through its chest. It only had 1 hit point left. Put it down. Nice job. Okay, so now Gremlin targets Bloodshot Flagellant. Gremlin comes into Bloodshot Flagellant of Greg Reynolds. 1 turned aside, 2 taking his injury right there. Bloodshot Flagellant of Greg Reynolds turns around to the Gremlin. 5 points of damage, major bludgeoning wound. Puts down the Gremlin right there. Slimeling targets Are You Kidding Me? With the pseudopods. Are You Kidding Me? Staggers under 2 points of damage, minor bludgeoning wound that rocks the body. Unsung Fortune Teller Swanzo comes up into Ratkin Mongrel. 1 point of damage, minor bludgeoning wound. We are now 6 PCs up. 3 are laying on the floor. There are only 2 monsters. We need to put these down. Are You Kidding Me? SKD Fish comes in for only 1 point of damage for a bludgeoning wound with the staff of the Slimeling. Let's see. Proud Star going AOA. Proud Star going AOA. Looking for a target. Wants to get to Slimeling. Oh, yes, can cast Sacred Flame. Oh, cast against him. 3 points of damage. Moderate radiant wound. Puts down Slimeling number 1. Optimus Prime accepts an AOA. Going to go up and put down this Ratkin Mongrel? I hope so. Optimus Prime comes up. 10 points of damage. Grievous piercing wound. Buries the short spear into Ratkin Mongrel. Puts down Ratkin Mongrel. And gets fell-handed. Optimus Prime fell-handed. Nice job. Victory. 6 souls walk out alive. 3 are hauled out unconscious. Nice job. 6 walk out. I mean, that was pretty good. 6 walk out plus hauling out 3 unconscious. Got 9 heroes out of that. 3 fell, but okay. Bloodcage MVP. Brent, Optimus Prime on a rampage. 3 kills, 1 crit. Crit. Brent Feinstad's Optimus Prime gets Bloodcage MVP. Definitely right there. Nice job right there. Brent, nice job. Okay, we need to move on. There we go. 8 XP each. So everybody gets 8 XP. 8 XP. Now, I was expecting the 6 consecutive perfect defenses. That was huge. So 8 XP each to all survivors. Those who fell get 4. Crowd throws coppers. Optimus Prime 26. Unsung Fortune Teller 26. Bang Spawn 25. Are You Kidding Me 23. Nameless Flame 20. Bloodshot Flagellant 15. 135 coppers have been thrown into the cage to all of the heroes. So there you go. All right, let's go to the winch room. Turn the winch. Everybody up. Oh, somewhat nicely. It's got 6 blood drops. Oh, 6 blood drops. Blood drops, if you are new here, indicate that you have survived a blood cage before. Blood drops are the indicator that you've survived a blood cage before. Are you kidding me? No help from the Goblin Medics. Luke Skywalker gets a little help from the Goblin Medics. Okay. Somewhat nicely. Oh, a little bit of help. A little bit of help. The live chat window is not showing. Now it is. Thank you, Sable. The live chat window was not showing up. Now it is. Thank you, Sable. Echo. Oh, let's see. I think that chat window is an important part of the game. So if it's like clipped or something like that, I always try to remember to turn that on, but it's something that I have to actually personally turn on. Let's see. Unsung Fortune Teller, Mage, level 1, Swanzo. Got it. Protection from Evil, spell learned. I'd like to be doing a spell a day eventually. Cleric, Bloodshot Flagellant, Cleric, level 1. That's Greg. Optimus Prime and her friends go celebrate in the winch room. Nice job celebrating in the winch room, celebrating the MVP. Nice job, nice job, nice job. Sort and dismiss. All right, so we have, let me refresh this. We have 36 characters in the infirmary right now, some of which are grievously wounded. Remember, your wounds do heal in parallel. So really, how long you're spending in the infirmary has to do with the largest injury that you took. We're not just taking hit points, if you're new here, away from a general pool. That's why we are registering each individual wound. But so, like, for instance, Buckle Fist here has taken a 9-point mortal bludgeoning wound. So it's going to take 31 days to get out of there. That's TSL Frontman. Now, yes, it's on the list. It's later on the list, but we need greater levels of healing for you to be able to access. But right now, Zorn is giving you level 1. That's novice care for free in the infirmary. And by the way, you think you're healing slow in the infirmary right now under novice care? Under level 1 novice care, well, try healing under level 0 no care. Okay, let's see. The stable has 283 characters in there. Just remember, if you are new here, characters who are in the stable, that is the inn, you will not fight in the blood cage. You will not fight in the blood cage if you are in the stable. If you would prefer to fight tonight, then hit Bang T All, like I am showing you right here. Hit Bang T All. That's Bang T space All, just like I'm showing you right here. And that will move all of your characters from the stable to the tavern where they are eligible to fight. For instance, you get a report here from Nightbot that my characters have been moved from the stable to the tavern. Yes, you can go the other way by going Bang S. I want to move to the stable. Bang S, stable, all. You can say Bang S all, right there, and then all of the characters who are in the tavern will move to the stable. But remember, level 0 characters are not eligible to move out of the tavern. The system enforces that for you. The only way out for a level 0 character is through the Bloodcage to go and fight. And hey, also remember, you can hit Bang Char. No, I hit Bang Chat accidentally. Sorry about that. Bang Char, just like this. And that will get you a rundown of your characters, at least insofar as they can be done here in the YouTube chats. So like I hit Bang Char, so that tells me all of my characters. The first letter tells me where the character is. T is for tavern, S is for stable, I is for infirmary. And then you get the dog tag of the character. That's your character's unique identifier, what level they are, and then what they are as far as their class goes. You can always hit Bang Char or go to zornsdungeon.com, log in with the Google login and YouTube channel that you are playing. And when you log in with those credentials, you will see all of your characters, and you can move your characters back and forth to particular locations with much greater granularity. Okay, let's see. Dante, a naive elf minstrel, is in. We have 14 likes. Only 14. If you have not liked the channel yet, or not liked the stream yet, rather, please hit like. Because even if you're not playing, and if you're watching and you're not playing, and you should be, hit Bang Spawn. It's much more fun that way. That's up there, exclamation point spawn. Hit exclamation point spawn. But even if you're just watching, you're not sure if you want to play yet, please do hit the like on the stream, because if we get to 25 likes, then the blessing of the fairy comes in and gives everybody in the tavern +1 temporary hit point. And as you can tell, everybody needs as many hit points as they can get. Proud Star asks, can we do the fairies gifts? Why not? Let's go ahead and do it. Okay, we're calling for this. Proud Star says, let's do the fairies gifts. So let's go ahead and do that. That was only our first Bloodcage, right? That was our first Bloodcage. Let's go ahead and do the fairies gifts. Let's go ahead and do the fairies gifts. Why not? It's been called for. Let's do it. The fairy says, hero of the cage, you have bled for Zorn in his cruel game, and though you did not break, your gear did. Here, take this. I found it for you. It might have the blood of one less fortunate still on it, but it was all I could find. Use it well to become the hero I know you can be. Okay, Nameless Flame, Proud Star. She presses 30 coppers into your hand, a bag of 30 coppers. Wilhelm Vogel, 24 coppers into your hand, Stable Phoenix. Isle Hero, Brianna Reynolds, 21 coppers into your hands. Sir Lamarak, John in DM, 21 coppers. That's John in J. Bang Spawn, Brad Henry, 6 coppers into your hand. Peace Healer, Brianna Reynolds, 20 coppers into your hand. Thomas the Beleaguered, John, 17 coppers into your hand. Penitent Virgil, Sable Phoenix, 9 coppers. Lucky Mage, Brianna Reynolds, 18 coppers into your hand. Dante says, is there a way to use coppers to get better gear? Not yet. An Overwhelmed Man-at-Arms, 15 coppers. Right now I'm distributing the coppers, Dante. Rarely nicely gets a wolf-chewed buckler. Brawnin gets a rust-covered helm. And there we go. So, yeah, Dante is asking, is there a way to use the copper to get better gear? Not at this moment. Right now, I've been trying to catch up with everyone, using the Gift of the Fairy to catch up people who are owed coppers since we've started to institute the copper system. So at this very moment, there's not a way to buy things, but there will be. There will be. I'm working on it. So if you want, eventually with the coppers, if you want to buy a missile weapon, or if you got a missile weapon, you want to buy a melee weapon, you'll be able to do that. Or buy, shields or things like that. But at this very moment, no, we are just distributing coppers. All right. So Dante has a naive elf minstrel who has been VIP'd, so he will fight. Dante, you will fight. Present but fought 0 times. Charlie, I saw that Charlie said something about how do I get my previous character. Charlie, what's the command to get my previous character in the fight? Your command to move everybody from the stable over to the tavern is bang T. So exclamation point T space all. Exclamation point T space all. Now, if they're in the infirmary getting healed, they won't move over. But if they're in the stable, then hit exclamation point T space all. I had that up here. I was demonstrating up here. It's this right here. Yeah, right there. There you go. That's the demonstration. If you have characters in the stable and you want to move them into the tavern, it's bang T all. Or log into zornsdungeon.com and you can move individual characters over if you want some to stay and some to move over or whatever. You have greater control over that on zornsdungeon.com. Let's see. But right. Yes, Brent says if you hit bang T space dog tag, don't put the brackets around it, but yes, bang T space dog tag, that will move an individual character over if you know that character's dog tag. Okay, so anything else we need to say? I don't think so. 17 likes. We need 25 more. Let's go to the second fight. Let's go to the second. I think it's time. Let's go to the second fight. Let's go to the second fight. All right, drafting super VIPs. Those are designated by me. There are no super VIPs. VIPs, so we had some VIPs who designated either through Super Chat or if you log into zornsdungeon.com, you get enough iron coins the first time you log in to create a VIP for free. You can do it that way as well. Anybody who is new to the cage and has not fought will then be in. Let's see. Then anybody who is present and not yet fought, and then anybody who is present and they have fought in the order in which they are in ascending order. Yeah, ascending order of the times they have fought. So if you fought only one time tonight, you will be ahead of anybody who's fought 2 times tonight. All right, let's draft. Channel members do also have priority at least once a month. Dante, a naive elf minstrel, you are in. Level 1 elf. Charlie, Chop 0240, a clumsy pilgrim, you are in. Level 0. Kyle, a landless blacksmith's apprentice, level 0. You are in. Sam Stapleton, an unprepared cultist, you are in. Dave, no F's. Sir Tendrith, that's a level 1 knight. Oh, man, Sir Tendrith here is both rare, level 1, rare, 1 out of 354 spawns, as well starred. Brent is right. Courtney, you can push injured characters in the tavern. You can move, especially if you go to zornsdungeon.com or if you do this directly, you can move injured characters out of the infirmary. You can do that. That's your choice. If you have a character who is injured and you want them to play, Dave just buffed Sir Tendrith. Thank you very much, Dave. Dave just buffed Sir Tendrith for 199, is getting +2 temporary hit points. Thank you very much, Dave. But yes, if you want to move somebody out early, that's your prerogative. And especially you can do that on zornsdungeon.com. You can also order the commands in the chat. Might be easier to do it on the website. But yeah, if you want to move somebody out early, which we've had that happen, you are welcome to do that. You are welcome to do that. If you want to fight injured, you can fight injured. That's up to you. That's up to you. If you want to fight injured, I mean, that's your call. You can. Maybe I don't say that enough. That's the amount of time that you are in the infirmary until you are fully healed. But the character is yours. So in the chat here, like if you hit bang T space and the dog tag of a character in the infirmary, it should move that character to the tavern. Or if you log into zornsdungeon.com and you see a character is in the infirmary and you're like, no, I want them to fight tonight, I want them to go to the tavern, you can move them to the tavern. I mean, the character is yours. So if you want them to fight injured, I mean, that's your call. That is your call. The character is yours. That's just the amount of time until they are fully healed. When they are fully healed, they are discharged and moved to the stable. But if you want them to fight early, I remember Sir Bors did that. That was Stray. Stray moved Sir Bors early to help people out, and Sir Bors survived. Sir Bors was still injured when he went into the cage. So that, maybe I don't say that enough. I probably don't say that enough. But no, the character is yours. You do not have to spend that time in the infirmary if you don't want to. If you want to move out injured, you're welcome to. That's your call. That's your call. Okay, so where were we? Okay, so we have people. Anybody who is in blue here is still has some blessing of the fairy left over. So Kyle has that. Let's see. Sam Stapleton, an unprepared cultist. Dave. Actually, maybe that's really important to say, because some people have asked me, well, I'm in the stable. Does that mean that I don't get to fight? Excuse me. I'm in the infirmary. Does that mean that I don't get to fight tonight? Well, you're not fully healed, but you can certainly fight tonight if you move them out. That's your call. Don't know if I recommend it or not, but that's completely your call. Sam Stapleton, an unprepared cultist. You are in. Dave, Sir Tendrith, level 1 knight. We were just talking about that. A rare character, 1 in 354 spawns. Also well-starred, top 12%. We really need to get Dave, Sir Tendrith, out of here, and he does have +2 temporary hit points. Brianna Reynolds, a nicked halfling farmer with the blessing of the fairy, level 0 uncommon. Sable Phoenix, an aimless town watchman, only a 23% chance of survival, poor odds. Brad Henry, Bang Spawn, 3 blood drops in here, level 1 thief. That's quite a veteran of the cage right here. Proud Star, Storm Warden with 1 blood drop. You are in. A level 1 cleric. Brent, Optimus Prime is back around. Optimus Prime is back, a rare character, 1 in 354 spawns, level 1 knight, who is today the 20th? Yes, that was tonight. Yes, that was tonight. So MVP awarded tonight, 2 blood drops, Optimus Prime. We need to get Optimus Prime out of there. Dave, Mrs. Dave Crispy Colon, level 1 mage, SKD Fish, Firebolt. Firebolt's in, 3 blood drops. Okay. What's the ETA for magic users being able to ricochet lightning bolts themselves? I don't know about that. That'd be fun though. Let's see. Okay, so we have 5 level 0 characters in here, 7 level 1 characters. So it's kind of an experienced cage. Average level 0.6, total HP 54, average HP 5. All right. Clumsy Pilgrim, 28%. We do have some lousy odds for some people. Charlie, 28% chance of getting out alive. Kyle, 17% chance of getting out alive. Sable Phoenix, 23% chance. All right, let's fight. I think let's fight. Combat commands. Bang AOA, all-out attack. Increases attack power, shields, and dodge useless. AOA still respects engagement lock. Optionally, add coordinates to move to that location first. But if a monster is standing on that square, that monster will become the target. Bang M, and you must add coordinates to Bang M because that's your move. Moves your character to that coordinates, and that order will persist until you arrive at that location. The character still gets actions as normal each turn. Bang AOD, all-out defense. Sacrifices movement and attacks for additional defense. Bang hold the line. Characters will not move, but will attack monsters within range. Spells and missile weapons have longer range than melee weapons, so whatever weapon you're holding, that's your range. If no action is taken and the character is later attacked, you will be treated as if you were on Bang AOD. Bang Run improves the chances of breaking an enemy's engagement lock. If the break fails, defends as AOD and will try to run again next turn. Optionally, add coordinates to try to run toward a particular square. Bang Fight cancels all previous orders and returns the character to autoplay mode, but optionally add coordinates to the Bang Fight command, and your character will move to that location if the square is empty or attack the monster on the square until it is dead. But remember, Bang Fight also respects engagement lock. If you are already engaged in melee with someone, you fight that person. Characters will accept the last order given and execute it at the start of the next turn. Orders stand until you give a new one. Let's open the cage. All right, now it's time. The cage is open. Sam was issuing orders, but now the cage is open. Characters are in place. You may now give combat commands. 12. Oh my God, this is a rough cage. This is a rough cage. 12 PCs to 18 monsters. 12 PCs to 18 monsters, and there are 3 white apes in this cage. This is a rough cage. This is like the worst cage, the roughest cage, the worst cage that you could possibly get to. No kobolds. The kobolds have been missing. Front line, Sable Phoenix, Aimless Town Watchman, front line. Brent, Optimus Prime, front line. Dave, Sir Tendrith, front line. Kyle, Landless Blacksmith's Apprentice, front line. Brianna, Nicked Halfling Farmer, second line. Dave, a Naive Elf Minstrel, second line. Brad, Bang Spawn, second line. Proud Star, Storm Warden, second line. Going to the third line, Charlie, Chop, a Clumsy Pilgrim, third line. Ms. Dave, Crispy Colon, third line. Sam Stapleton, an Unprepared Cultist, third line. SKD Fish, Firebolt, third line. All right, here is to everybody. Let's start the fight. Naive Elf Minstrel, Dante is first. Dante's fire is up. Dante's fire is shooting with Firebolt going into Goblin number 2. 1 point of damage only, though. Cave Imp targets a Landless Blacksmith's Apprentice coming in to Kyle. Takes 3 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 2 taken as injury. Let's cut him down. Brianna is going hold. Brianna is going hold on the second line. SKD Fish goes AOA, moving to B6, Firebolt. Looking at Cave Imp right in front of him. Not burning it down. Poison Spray, 6 points of damage to Cave Imp. Light fades from the Cave Imp's eyes. The Cave Imp drops. Nice job, Firebolt. Now 12 PCs to 17 monsters. Cave Imp also looking at Sir Tendith. Okay, Claws at Sir Tendith. 2 temporary hit points lost, otherwise unhurt. Okay, now Crispy Colon. This is Mrs. Dave looking at White Ape, trying to get to White Ape. Is he going to be able to get? No, cast against Cave Imp instead. Acid Splash. 1 point of damage, minor acid wound on the Cave Imp. Okay. Yes, a Firebolt doesn't know Firebolt. Yes, I remember that now. Goblin comes up to an Aimless Town Watchman of Sable Phoenix. 1 turned aside, 4 taken. Oh, no. Aimless Town Watchman Sable Phoenix dropped from the crude spear attack of Goblin number 2. Bang Spawn. This is Brad looking at Cave Imp, who came up, going to shoot a short bow. 4 points of damage. Nice job. That drops Cave Imp. Nice job. Cave Imp expires on the Cold Stone. Optimus Prime goes to this Goblin that has come up. Optimus Prime now going into the Goblin. Only 1 point of damage, minor piercing wound. We're having a difficult time dropping that Goblin. Ratkin Mongrel from way downtown across the Bloodcage. Looking at Optimus Prime. Not sure if he's going to be able to get there. Maybe the Ratkin Mongrels can move kind of far. No. Okay, cannot get there. Clumsy Pilgrim looking at Goblin. Okay, let's put this Goblin down. Please, let's put this Goblin down with a staff from Charlie's Goblin number staff to Goblin number 2. Put that down. Cave Imp targets Sir Tendith. Evaded. Nice job, Sir Tendith. Sir Tendith evades the attack of the Cave Imp. Nice job. Goblin targets Landless Blacksmith. Goblin number 4 comes in. 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. Oh my God, Kyle, your Landless Blacksmith's Apprentice has dropped. Oh, things are not going the hero's way at the moment. We are 10 PCs to 15 monsters. Goblin Runt now coming up to Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime pierced for 2 points of damage with the rusty shiv of Goblin Runt. Sir Tendeth goes fight. So Sir Tendeth is going a fight order, goes into Cave Imp. Sir Tendeth goes into Cave number 2. 5 points of damage. Nice job, Sir Tendeth. Drops Cave Imp number 2. Okay, we got a Goblin here. Goblin is looking at Clumsy Pilgrim. This is Charlie. Goblin coming in with a crude spear. No, weathers it on muscle and grit. 1 stamina spent only. Nice job. Nice job. Goblin Runt targets Sir Tendeth. Comes down. Evaded. Nice job. Sir Tendeth evades Goblin Runt number 1. Nice job. Storm Warden. Proud Star. Going up to Goblin number 4. Please kill it. No. Only 1 point of damage with a staff. Storm Warden does 1 point of damage there. Cave Imp now targets Sir Tendeth. In Sir Tendeth's flank this time. This is not good. Oh, only 2 points of damage. That could have been much worse. 2 points of damage to Sir Tendeth attacking on the flank. Goblin now looking at Optimus Prime comes in to the flank of Optimus Prime. 2 points of damage. Boy, again, that could have been much worse, Optimus Prime. We are really jammed up in zone number 1. White Ape now targets Storm Warden, going to throw, I believe, a boulder. Boulder is thrown into Proud Star. 1 taken, 2 damage, 1 taken as injury only. Nice job. Okay, Slimeling now. Where's the Slimeling going? Slimeling is trying to look for a target, looking at Optimus Prime, but yeah, retargeting Sir Tendeth. That makes sense. Is the Slimeling going to be able to get there, though, because Slimelings are slow, trying to come in? No, Slimeling stays. Okay, White Ape now targets Firebolt. This is SKD Fish. White Ape number 1 comes into Firebolt, slammed for 2 points of damage, minor bludgeoning wound. Unprepared Cultist Sam Stapleton, looking at a Goblin, goes Poison Spray at Goblin number 3. Goblin, 4 points of damage, moderate poison wound. The Goblin falls with a final thud. Gremlin. Now, Gremlin targets Storm Warden. Is he going to be able to get there? I'm not sure. Coming from way downtown. No. Another Gremlin. Now, also looking at Storm Warden. Going to come up into Storm Warden's flank, slashing with a jagged knife. Storm Warden is struck for 2 points of damage, minor slashing wound. Zorn readies the archers. A volley may be incoming from the top of the Bloodcage. The archers positioned at the top of the Bloodcage. 10 PCs to 13 monsters. White Ape looking at Optimus Prime, probably going to throw a boulder. Yes, throws a boulder into Optimus Prime. Deflected. Nice job. Deflected. Brent, Optimus Prime deflects the White Ape's boulder attack. Nice job. We needed that. 10 PCs to 13 monsters. We do have to bring down some apes. Ratkin Mongrel moving toward Bang Spawn. Yeah, not going to be able to actually get there with the movement allowance that it's got coming from so far away. Round 2, initiative deck is reshuffled. White Ape draws first, looking at Firebolt coming into, oh, this is not good. Firebolt reels from 4 points of damage. Moderate bludgeoning wound. SKD Fish, Firebolt drops and is dead. Oh my God. F in the chat. Is that our first level 1 character that's been lost tonight? F in the chat, everyone. F for the fallen. Firebolt. SKD Fish's level 1 mage has fallen. Victor of 3 different cages has fallen. Then comes into Storm Warden Proud Star, who evades the White Ape's fist attack. Nice job, Proud Star. We now have a White Ape that's kind of flanking us. We got to deal with that. Goblin Runt drives the point at Sir Tendeth. 2 points of damage, minor piercing wound. Okay, Naive Elf Minstrel targets White Ape. Okay, looking at the White Ape coming into our flank. 5 points of damage with Flame Bolt. White Ape now down to 3 of 8. 3 of 8. 3 of 8. Zorn holds the archers. Zorn holds the archers. Okay, Clumsy Pilgrim. This is Charlie now coming into Goblin number 1. 1 point of damage, minor bludgeoning wound. Bang Spawn now targets White Ape. Let's get down there. Oh no, gonna shoot with a short bow. 6 points of damage. Nice job. Nice targeting with the short bow through the eye into the brain. White Ape number 1 drops to -3 hit points and is dead. Nice job. All right, 9 PCs to 12 monsters. We are still outnumbered. White Ape moves to Optimus Prime in the flank. Oh, Optimus Prime reads the swing, slams her shield up in splinters. There's no wound there. Sir Kendrick evaded. Oh, nice work, nice work, nice work. No damage from the White Ape coming in. Nice job. Cave Imp targets Sir Tendrith. Comes in on Tendrith's flank. Let's see what happens. 2 points of damage, a minor slashing wound right there. Okay, Zorn signals to ready the portcullis. Goblin targets the Storm Warden. Goblin comes into Proudstar, 3 points of damage, moderate piercing wound, but the Storm Warden spits blood and refuses to kneel. The Storm Warden is reeling and still up. Crispy Colon, Mrs. Dave, weaves mending over the Optimus Prime. Your shield's durability is restored. Oh, you had mending. Okay, so fixes the broken shield. Very, very, very nice. Okay, White Ape moves toward unprepared cultist, stops mid-charge, and going into, oh no, Storm Warden, 5 points of damage. This could be bad. Storm Warden's legs give out, but Storm Warden is fighting for every single bit of this. Storm Warden is now down, unconscious, but not dead. Goblin Runt now comes into Optimus Prime, 1 point of damage only. Nicked Halfling goes move to C4, okay, and targets White Ape. Underdog. Nicked Halfling closes with the White Ape on the flank. White Ape reels for 3 points of damage, moderate piercing wound, down to 5 of 8. But nice job. I mean, nice work doing what we can do. Ratkin Mongrel moves toward a Nicked Halfling. Ratkin Mongrel going into Sir Tendrith from the rear. This is not good. Coming into, only 1 point of damage. Boy, that could have been much, much worse. Into the rear of Sir Tendrith, but only 1 point of damage. Okay, Goblin Run. Clumsy Pilgrim evades. Charlie, you evade the attack of Goblin number 1 with the crude spear. Nice job. Man, we are fighting all in Zone 1. We are covered up. Gremlin now comes up into Sir Tendrith. 2 points of damage, minor slashing wound. Sir Tendrith falls unconscious, but death has been cheated. Can we get Sir Tendrith out of here? Can we get Sir Tendrith out of here? All right, let's see. So Gremlin now looking at the Nicked Halfling Farmer in the flank. Gremlin coming into Brianna's flank. Evaded! Oh my God, look at this. Nicked Halfling Farmer ducks under the arc. No scratch is taken. Okay, Optimus Prime, Brent Feinstad targets White Ape in the rear. Come on, Optimus striking from behind into White Ape. Critical hit, nice job. 9 points of damage, grievous piercing wound with a short spear. Optimus Prime puts White Ape down. Nice job, nice job. Zorn stays his hand. There will be no portcullis monsters here. There will be no portcullis monsters. Man, we are backed up deep into Zone 1. 7 PCs to 11 monsters. Ratkin Mongrel comes into Optimus Prime for only 1 point of damage. 7 PCs to 11 monsters. My God, we are fighting for our lives. Slimeling. Can Slimeling get anywhere? Slimelings are slow. No, cannot do it. Unprepared cultist. This is Sam looking at Ratkin Mongrel for an attack. Cast poison spray at Ratkin Mongrel. 3 points of damage to Ratkin Mongrel. Moderate poison wound. The Ratkin Mongrel expires on the cold stone. 7 PCs to 10 monsters. We're headed into round 3. The initiative deck is reshuffled. Naive Elf Minstrel fires at Ratkin Mongrel, casting Firebolt, 4 points of damage. Nice job. Naive Elf Minstrel puts down Ratkin Mongrel, puts him down. Okay, so 7 PCs to still 9 monsters. Bang Spawn is up. Put down this goblin. Bang Spawn. Brad Henry coming in. 3 points of damage. Puts down goblin number 4. Okay, at the moment, at the top of this round, we are doing what we're supposed to do. And Bang Spawn, Brad gets fell-handed. So it's put down 3 of 3. Nice work. Cave Imp now coming up to Bang Spawn. Retargets. And yeah, Brad Henry, Bang Spawn. 2 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 1 taken as injury, minor slashing wound right there. Crispy Colon targets Gremlin. Come on. Okay, gonna shoot. Acid splash at the Gremlin. 2 points of damage, minor acid wound. Burns the Gremlin alive with acid damage. Nice job, Crispy Colon. So we are putting some monsters down. It is 7 monsters to 7 PCs. 2 of our PCs are laying on the floor. Goblin Runt comes into Optimus Prime, who evades the attack. Nice job. Optimus Prime slips the blow. Clumsy Pilgrim, rather. This is Charlie coming into Goblin number 1. 2 points of damage, but that is all it takes. Clumsy Pilgrim puts down Goblin number 1. Nice work. Okay, now, Nicked Halfling. This is Brianna going a fight order right here, looking at this Gremlin. Wants to fight this Gremlin, on the hunt for the Gremlin. 3 points of damage. She specifically targeted that Gremlin with the fight order. Gremlin number 2 drops. Goblin Runt targets Nicked Halfling Farmer. 4 points of damage, 2 turned aside, 2 taken as injury, minor piercing wound. Brianna is still up. Okay, Slimeling now targets Bang Spawn. Slimeling coming in. 3 points of damage, moderate bludgeoning wound. Slap, slap, slap the pseudopods. Bang Spawn. Oh, F in the chat right there. F in the chat. Bang Spawn for the fallen. F for the fallen. Bang Spawn. This is Brad Henry's level 1 thief. Veteran of 3 cages has fallen, killed by a Slimeling. 6 PCs to 5 monsters. It is 6 to 5. We still have a White Ape up, though. White Ape is coming in. Unprepared cultist takes a fist. 2 points of damage. Minor bludgeoning wound. Then the Nicked Halfling Farmer comes in, or the White Ape comes in. Oh, brutal critical. Nicked Halfling Farmer takes 11 points of damage. A catastrophic bludgeoning wound broke open the Nicked Halfling Farmer's skull with the White Ape's fist. Broke it open. We are now 5 to 5. Unprepared cultist. This is Sam looking at White Ape. Only 1 point of damage with a sickle to the White Ape. We've got to do more than that. Optimus Prime looking at Goblin Runt right there, making a last stand. Optimus Prime has 1 of 8 hit points remaining, but puts a short spear through Goblin Runt number 2's chest so that he expires on the cold stone. Brent, Optimus Prime, still fighting till the last right here. Round number 4. We are going into round number 4. Initiative reshuffles. Naive Elf Minstrel looking at the Slimeling right here. Comes in. Slimeling shrugs off 1 piercing damage. And there's no wound. Oh my God. Crispy Colon targets White Ape. Please help us put down this White Ape. Acid splash at the White Ape. Only 1 point of damage to the White Ape number 2. 5 PCs to 4 monsters. We need to keep... Oh no. It is the White Ape's turn. The White Ape goes into the unprepared cultist. Reels for only 1 point of damage. Minor bludgeoning wound. You are still up. Naive Elf Minstrel. Critical hit. Oh my God. 11 points of damage. 3 turned aside. 8 taken as injury. That drops the Naive Elf Minstrel to -2. Down but not dead. Down but not dead. Are we going to be able to get these heroes out? We have 4 PCs up and 3 unconscious on the floor. Slimeling now looking at Optimus Prime. Critical. Oh my God. Optimus Prime takes 4 points of damage. Moderate bludgeoning wound. Oh my God. Optimus Prime goes dark. F in the chat. F in the chat. Optimus Prime, one of our MVPs of the cage tonight. Optimus Prime, we saw Optimus Prime be crowned an MVP tonight, and then also perished. Oh my God. Victor of 2 blood cages, MVP tonight, went back into the cage and died. This is indeed brutal, as Brad says. Cave Imp targets unprepared cultist. 1 point of damage, a minor slashing wound. Unprepared cultist Sam Stapleton, you are cut down. 2 PCs to 4 monsters. It's 2 to 4. Oh my God. Clumsy Pilgrim targets White Ape. Goes into Cave Imp instead. Put him down, please. Only 1 point of damage. Oh no. Cave Imp takes 1 point of damage. Oh my God. Goblin Runt now looking at Crispy Colon. Mrs. Dave. Evaded. Mrs. Dave evades. Mrs. Dave evades. Round 5. We are now going into round 5. Goblin Runt comes up to Mrs. Dave. Goblin Runt, critical hit. Oh my God. Crispy Colon takes 6 points of damage. 1 turned aside, 5 taking his injury. Crispy Colon is down. I don't know if we're going to be able to get these heroes out of the cage. We may not be able to get these heroes out of the cage. Cave Imp now looking at Clumsy Pilgrim. Charlie, this is up to you. Clumsy Pilgrim hit for 2 points of damage. Minor slashing wound. Clumsy Pilgrim, you're up. Looking at Cave Imp. Comes in. 3 points of damage. Minor bludgeoning wound. Clumsy Pilgrim, you put it down to Cave Imp. Or put down Cave Imp. But you got to take 2 more hits. I don't know. Slimeling coming up to Clumsy Pilgrim with an 8. Evaded. Nice job. Nice job. You are clinging. You now have to take an ape. I'm sorry. An ape is coming in. An ape is coming in. White Ape targets Clumsy Pilgrim. White Ape comes in. 2 points of damage. Oh. Total party kill. It's been a little while since we've had one of those. 4 heroes are put to the sword. TPK, total party kill. Oh, I am sorry, everyone. That was brutal. That was absolutely brutal. Just 1 second. Whoa. Okay. All right. So the winch room. Let's turn the winch, but we are bringing up nothing but bodies. That was brutal. Deploy the Goblin Medics. Nothing to deploy and no one to promote. Let's sort and dismiss. Whoa. Well, not only was it 12 to 18, but it was 3 White Apes. I mean, we have defeated 18 before, but it was 12 to 18 and 3 White Apes. I mean, we cut down a lot. But that was intense. But as the tabletop scholar says, yes, the wins don't have the flavor without the risks of the L's. So sometimes that happens, right? I mean, we don't have, I think right now we have like 50% hero survival rating. So yes, it's, you don't appreciate the wins if there isn't the potential for losses as well. Whoa. I don't know about that. I mean, I can on that. Zorn refused to spare the worthy twice. There's a 1 in 8 chance. I think we had too many heroes up for Zorn to spare the worthy. We had a lot of heroes up at the Zorn's mercy check. So Zorn probably didn't even try to spare the worthy because there were so many heroes up. There were a lot of heroes up at round 2 and round 3. There were a lot of heroes up. All right, so let's go. Let me refresh the tavern. We got 19 likes. Anybody here who has not liked the? We got 2 more fights tonight. We have 2 more fights tonight. Is there anybody here who has not liked the stream yet? As you can just tell by what just happened, we need absolutely every potential health point or hit point that we can get. As soon as we hit 25 likes, everybody in the tavern gets +1 temporary hit points. We need everybody. Sound is getting crunchy. I'll just restart. Restarted the screen sharing, so if we got some. All right. So let's see. VIPs. Brianna has VIP'd Isle Hero. Tabletop Scholar is here, present, not fought tonight. We got Kyle, Sam, Dante, and the Vulgar Unicorn who have fought 1 time tonight. Then Proud Star, SKD Fish, Mrs. Dave, and Sable Phoenix who have fought 2 times tonight. We got 2 more fights to go tonight. All right, so let's go to the holding cell. Let's do it. I mean, let's fight. Let's keep going. Let's draft the party. Brianna, Isle Hero, you are in. Level 1 fighter, ill-starred. The Tabletop Scholar, a dilapidated cult initiate. The Vulgar Unicorn, an exhausted flagellant, you are in. Kyle, a runaway cultist, you are in. Sam Stapleton, a scruffy relic bearer, a rare character right here, a scruffy relic bearer. That is a 1 in 354 spawns across all characters. Dante, a shoddy acolyte. Proud Star, an unsung bounty hunter. Mrs. Dave, Eric the Cleric, you are in. SKD Fish, Souffle. Oh, I got that one. I got that joke name. I got that one. Souffle by SKD Fish. Sable Phoenix, a shabby woodsman. Then Slimy Fingers. Oh, Slimy Fingers is in. An unproven town watchman. And Zero Almighty, a sullen torchbearer. You are all in. This is a relatively inexperienced cage. We will fight in 1 minute and 28 seconds. You are at level 0. We have 9 level 0 characters. We have 3 at level 1 for an average level of 0.3. Average hit points, that's still quite a bit of hit points. This is a total hit points of 58 for an average hit point of 5. So it's a relatively inexperienced cage, but we do have a lot of hit points right here. So let's see. Sam Stapleton, a scruffy relic bearer, level 0. You have an 81% chance of getting out of the cage. Oh, so the odds maker has come back. We don't have too many people. I mean, this is an inexperienced cage. We don't have too many people with a low percentage of getting out. Does that mean that we have a fairly large number of fighter types? Might be, because we have 58 total hit points and an average of 5. So let's see. Brianna, Isle Hero, 53% chance of getting out. Tabletop Scholar, 53% chance of getting out. Vulgar Unicorn, 64% chance of getting out. Kyle, Runaway Cultist, 70% chance. Scruffy Relic Bearer, 81, as we were just talking about. Dante, 47. So a lot of things are around the coin flip kind of way. Proud Star, Unsung Bounty Hunter, 68. Mrs. Dave, Eric the Cleric, 56. SKD Fish, Souffle, 50%. Sable Phoenix, a shabby woodsman, 36%. Slimy Fingers, 40%. Zero Almighty, 43%. Okay, let's go fight. Do I need to go over the combat commands? I don't feel like I do. Bang AOA, all out attack, increases attack power. You can read up here on the screen, but your shields and dodge are useless. Bang M, you must include coordinates, because then you will move to those coordinates. Bang AOD, all out defense, sacrifices movement and attacks for additional defense. Bang hold the line. Characters will not move, but will attack monsters within range. If you do not take an action, you will be treated as if you are on AOD. Bang Run improves the chances of breaking an enemy's engagement lock. If the break fails, You will defend as if you were on AOD, and then we'll try to run again next turn. Optionally, add coordinates to try to run to. Bang Fight cancels all previous orders and returns the character to autoplay mode. Optionally, you may include coordinates with Bang Fight. Your character will move to that location if the square is empty, or will attack the monster on that square and continue to target it until it is dead. Your characters will accept the last order that is given to it and will execute it at the start of its next turn. Orders stand until you give a new one. All right, let's open the cage. It is time. Sam is trying to give orders. Let's open the cage. Now, we are opening the cage. Here we go. All right, now, you can now send in orders to your characters. We are fighting 12 to 12. 12 to 12 with 2 white apes. 12 to 12 with 2 white apes. Sam Stapleton, a scruffy relic bearer. SKD Fish, souffle, front line. Slimy Fingers, an unproven town watchman, front line. Zero Almighty, a sullen torchbearer, front line. Brianna Reynolds, Isle Hero, second line. Proud Star, an unsung bounty hunter, second line. Stable Phoenix, a shabby woodsman, second line. Mrs. Dave, Eric the Cleric, second line. Dante, a shoddy acolyte, third line. Vulgar Unicorn and Exhausted Flagellant, third line. Kyle, a runaway cultist, third line. Tabletop Scholar, a dilapidated cult initiate, third line. All right, here's to everybody. Take a drink here. As I got to narrate this conflict. Start the fight. Here we go. Scruffy Relic Bearer Sam moves up to Cave Imp number 1. Cave Imp goes 1 point of damage from Sam Stapleton. Okay. All right. We need some more. Okay. Eric the Cleric is also coming up to Cave Imp. We're kind of trying to start a battle line in zone 2. 3 points of damage to the Cave Imp. Cave Imp drops. Okay. The Cave Imp body goes limp and it is finished. Now, all of a sudden, the PCs are up 12 to 11. Gremlin. Now, Gremlin looking at Sam Stapleton. Goes into the Scruffy Relic Bearer. 1 point of damage, minor slashing wound from the Gremlin. Now, Exhausted Flagellant. This is Vulgar Unicorn going an AOA. Wants to go an AOA from the third line, looking at the white ape. Not going to be able to get there, though. Retargets to the Goblin. This is Goblin number 1. Bring him down. 2 points of damage. Oh, no. Minor bludgeoning wound only into the Gremlin. Into the Goblin, rather. White Ape targets Eric the Cleric. Comes up. Might be punching. Yes, White Ape punches Eric the Cleric. 6 points of damage. 1 turned aside. Oh, my God. Eric the Cleric drops. Not dead, but unconscious on the floor. Then the White Ape turns to Scruffy Relic Bearer. 1 point of damage, minor bludgeoning wound only. Shabby Woodsman. This is Sable Phoenix going to a move to F1. Targets the Goblin. Shabby Woodsman sets upon Goblin. Only 1 point of damage. We needed more than that. Cave Imp now goes to the Flagellant. The Vulgar Unicorn takes 3 points of damage, moderate slashing wound from the Cave Imp. Okay, White Ape also looking at Shabby Woodsman, probably going to throw here. Throws a boulder into the Shabby Woodsman. 1 point of damage only. Sable Phoenix down to 4 of 5. Tabletop Scholar is going AOA. This is the dilapidated cultist initiate, looking at White Ape. Yes, going with a chill touch at White Ape. White Ape takes chill touch, withered for 3 points of damage, a moderate necrotic wound. Shoddy Acolyte Dante. Looking at White Ape, wants to go to White Ape, shooting with Sacred Flame at the White Ape. White Ape takes 4 points of damage, a moderate radiant wound down to 1 hit point. Nice job, Dante. Zorn readies the archers. A volley is incoming. Kobold Crawler. Oh, look, my God, we got kobolds in here. Kobolds with their darts. So Kobold Crawler is going to shoot to the Unproven Town Watchman. Evaded. Nice job, Slimy Fingers. An Unproven Town Watchman evades right there. Kobold Crawler targets Souffle. Throws into Souffle. Pierced for 1 point of damage. Not bad. Minor piercing wound from the Kobold's dart. Goblin Runt. Okay, Goblin Runt looking at Sable Phoenix's Shabby Woodsman. 3 points of damage, moderate piercing wound right there. Arrow Storm. Excuse me. 3 arrows. Zorn loses 3 arrows. Zero Almighty. Sullen Torchbearer sustains 2 points of damage, minor piercing wound. Runaway Cultist, 3 points of damage. You're still up. Scruffy Relic Bearer, 2 points of damage, minor piercing wound. Okay, could have been worse. Could have been better, but could have been worse. Well, Zorn signals to ready the portcullis. Goblins are standing by on the crank. We have 11. We still have 11 PCs to 11 monsters. There are a lot of things up. Goblin number 2 comes up to Sable Phoenix. 9 points of damage, grievous piercing wound. The Shabby Woodsman is put down, goes to -8 hit points. Sable Phoenix's Shabby Woodsman is put down. Runaway Cultist goes AOA. Runaway Cultist is going AOA. This is still round 1, and still lots of heroes left to move. Runaway Cultist wants to go to the 8, but has to settle for the Goblin instead. Coming up, goes to Poison Spray against this Goblin right here. In the flank, 4 points of damage, puts down Goblin number 2. Sullen Torchbearer. This is Zero Almighty looking at this white ape. Sullen Torchbearer coming into the white ape. 3 points of damage, moderate slashing wound. Lays him open. Nice job, Sullen Torchbearer. Puts down white ape. We still have 1 white ape left. It is 10-9. Okay, Unproven Town Watchman, Goblin Runt. Impaled with a long spear, impales Goblin Runt, the long spear, for only 1 point of damage. Could have used more. Goblin Runt targets Sullen Torchbearer. Ratkin Mongrel goes to Zero Almighty and is deflected. The Sullen Torchbearer sets the shield and rides it out. It is the perfect block. Gremlin targets Runaway Cultist. Gremlin comes into Runaway Cultist. 1 point of damage, but that's probably enough. Oh, Runaway Cultist is down, but not dead. Down, but not dead. Unsung Bounty Hunter goes to fight to G2, moving to G2. Oh, wants to fight this. Oh, no, going to throw. Okay, nice job, because got a, was that crossbow? 6 points of damage. Nice shot. Nice shot. Light crossbow. Yes, very nice job. Shot the white ape. Zorn stays his hand. 9 heroes still draw breath, so there will be no portcullis monsters here. We are fighting what we are fighting. Exhausted Flagellant takes 4 points of damage. This is the Vulgar Unicorn. The Exhausted Flagellant of the Vulgar Unicorn drops. 8 PCs to 9 monsters. Souffle, SKD Fish, goes up to Goblin number 1. 3 points of damage right there. The Goblin drops dead. Blood pools beneath. Isle Hero goes move to D4. Okay, Brianna moves to D4 and will now target with a last stand into Goblin Runt number 1. Put him down. 1 point of damage to Goblin Runt. Minor piercing wound. Round 2, initiative deck reshuffled. Okay, dilapidated cult initiate. This is tabletop scholar. Looking at white ape. Let's put him down. Tabletop scholar going with chill touch. Critical hit to white ape. 7 points of damage. Tremendous necrotic wound. White ape perishes. Nice job. Okay, Kobold Crawler targets Sullen Torchbearer. This is Zero Almighty. Kobold Crawler, Zero Almighty catches the strike on the shield, but it holds 1 of 2 durability remaining. 8 PCs to 6 monsters left. Gremlin now looking at Isle Hero. Gremlin coming in, deflected. Isle Hero only had 1 HP left, but Isle Hero deflects the attack from the Gremlin. Nice job. Scruffy Relic Bearer going AOA. Going AOA, locked in melee with a Gremlin, so goes AOA, 7 points of damage, tremendous piercing wound with the piercing side of the Warhammer, and puts down Gremlin number 2. Nice job. Okay, now, Sullen Torchbearer, Zero Almighty, looking at Ratkin Mongrel. Critical strike. The opening is punished. Ratkin Mongrel reels from 8 points of damage. Tremendous piercing wound with a dagger. The Sullen Torchbearer comes in with a dagger to Ratkin Mongrel. Nice job. 8 PCs now to 4 monsters. Unproven Town Watchman looks at Gremlin. 6 points of damage to the Gremlin. A major piercing wound. Gremlin expires on the Cold Stone. Cave Imp goes to the Relic Bearer. This is Sam Stapleton. So 1 point of damage. Okay, not bad. Sam, Scruffy Relic Bearer is still up. Souffle goes into Cave Imp number 2. Cave Imp staggers under 9 points of damage. Grievous bludgeoning wound. Kobold Crawler targets Souffle. Kobold Crawler, 3 points of damage with the dart. There is no, the Zorn stayed his hand with the portcullis. This is all we've got. We've got 8 PCs looking at 2 monsters. Dante, the shoddy acolyte, shoots. This is Sacred Flame into 4 points of damage into Kobold Crawler. So the PCs did pretty well right here. Unsung Bounty Hunter looking at Kobold Crawler, wants to hunt the Kobold Crawler, shooting with a light crossbow. Devastating strike, 8 points of damage to the Kobold Crawler, a tremendous piercing wound. So I think we saw some very interesting things in this one. Yes, we did see like characters who are with missile weapons specifically targeting foes, and I like that. Victory. 8 souls walk out alive, 2 are hauled out unconscious. Nice job. 6 XP each. 10 survivors share 6 XP, or they don't share it. They all get 6 XP each. Those who fell, the 2 that fell, get 3 XP. Crowd throws coppers. Sullen Torchbearer, 16. Dilapidated Cultist, 16. Souffle, 14. Scruffy Torchbearer, 13. Unsung Bounty Hunter, 13. Shoddy Acolyte, 13. Unproven Town Watchman, 9. Isle Hero, 8. A total of 102 coppers thrown to everybody in the cage. All right. To the winch room. Let's turn the winch. Everybody who survived gets a blood drop. If you are new here, that's what the blood drops mean. You get a blood drop if you survive the cage. Deploy the Goblin Medic, Souffle of SKD Fish. A little bit of help right there. Eric the Cleric, +1 HP right there. All right. Anybody needs to get promoted? Let's see. Probably so. Yes, Proud Star, Unsung Bounty Hunter, level 1 Ranger. Your wounds are washed away. Runaway cultist, Kyle, mage level 1. Your wounds are washed away. The only free magical healing in this game is if you make it from level 0 to level 1. Magic missile. Okay. Scruffy relic bearer, Sam, paladin level 1. Shoddy acolyte, Dante, cleric level 1. You made it. Nice job. Sullen Torchbearer, Zero Almighty, level 1 fighter. You made it through. Your wounds are washed away. Lots of promotions on this one. Unproven Town Watchman, Slimy Fingers, fighter level 1. You made it. Dilapidated Cult Initiate, the Tabletop Scholar, mage level 1. Protection from evil. I gotta get these spells working. All right, sort and dismiss. We got one more fight to go, right? We got one more fight to go. One more fight tonight. Let's go look in the tavern. Vulgar Unicorn is on a VIP. Thank you, Vulgar Unicorn. You're on a VIP. Phobos, a level 1 human mage, is on VIP. Okay, present but fought one time. You're going in. Dave and the Tabletop Scholar. Present but fought 2 times. Brent, Kyle, Dante, and Brad. Present but fought 3 times. Proud Star, Mrs. Dave, Brianna, Sable Phoenix, and SKD Fish. 1, 2, 3, 7. Oh, it looks like everybody's going in. Okay, everybody's got an opportunity to go in. But hey, if you're watching and you haven't fought yet, hit exclamation point spawn. If you're watching us and you want to play, I want you to play with us. It's easy. Just hit exclamation point spawn. Bang spawn, exclamation point spawn. That's up there at the top. As you can see, hit exclamation point spawn. Just type that in the chat. You'll get a character. And if you are new here, if it's your first time, you're going to get to play. So if you've been watching us for a while, it's time for you to play. All right. But also please do like the Oh, we have not yet had the blessing of the fairy tonight. We have not yet had the blessing of the fairy tonight. We're only at 20 of 25. So if you are still watching, but if you don't want to play, please do hit the like button. So regarding luck versus, I have been carefully, one of the things that I have been doing is I've been wanting to determine if you play well, because that's the intention behind the copper coins. If you play well, you should be rewarded, okay? Because obviously if you just stay on auto move, if you just stay on auto move, then the characters will do certain things. But this game only matters if the combat commands that you send in actually matter. So one of the things that I have been doing, as I was talking about, like how do I award copper coins, is trying to figure out how do we distinguish good play from poor play. Okay, because there's being on Bang Fight, playing automatically, then you issue your commands, and if I want to do something like run a tournament, then the commands that you issue your character actually have to matter. And so this is one of the things that I have been doing over the past about week, is like analyzing these blood cages that we are doing, that like, is it possible to play this game well? Because I want you as the player to actually be able to play this game well by issuing particular orders to your character. And there are statistical ways to figure out, did you issue a correct order and therefore perform better than if you had just been on the auto attack, right? So I'm working on that. I'm still working on that. But that's where I'm going with this and the awarding of the coppers, that can we determine that you actually played well? Because I want that to matter. Did you actually command your character well? There is lag inherent in the live streaming. There is lag. Right. Okay. So we have talked about this but that's just part of the game. That's just part of the game. That it takes a certain amount of time for your command to register, but that's still okay because the lag in the game, like by the time you issue an order, when it's picked up by somebody, picked up by Nightbot and whatever and registered in the system, that is the same for everybody. And when it's the same for everybody, you still have elements of skill, right? Because like if you want to issue a command, but you issued the command 1.5 seconds before your character took its turn, 1.5 seconds is not enough time for your character to register the command. So playing well has to account for the lag, right? Because the lag is the exact same for everybody. The lag is not prejudicial, right? So that's actually part of the game, and it's not something that is not something that is there, right? It's not something that is prejudiced against any particular person. If that's the case, maybe granularity in commands is the wrong direction. I'm not sure exactly what you mean by that. Maybe the idea of Lud's master training and I don't know what that means. You can't, we do have randomized initiative, correct, yes. So we can't always anticipate when the lag will matter or not. But that's the same for everybody. It's not that some players in the cage know when their character is going to come up in initiative and other characters don't. No. That is not the way that it is. When the round comes up, it is a random draw for everyone in the cage. I want to be very clear about that because Sable Phoenix says we can't anticipate when lag will matter or not. I want to absolutely emphasize that the random draw is random for everyone. It is absolutely not the case in any way that some players can determine when their character is going to act and some players cannot, because that would be unfair and we cannot run a tournament in that way. But no, that is not the way that it works. When the initiative deck reshuffles, everyone is random. Every player in the game, is playing under the exact same rules and under the exact same amount of lag. I think that's very important. That's very important right there. So Proudstar says maybe when the round starts, there should be a turn order. Oh, but doesn't that suck? Doesn't that suck? We could try it. Like, do you really want to say, okay, initiative order is up, and now here is the initiative order? We could try it. But what I really want to emphasize is that every single person who is playing this game is playing under the exact same rules. The problem is that you can't fix the current system of lag, so you can only play around it. And it's completely true, by the way, that let's say that I said, I'm going to display the initiative order at the top of every round when the round comes up. Does that fix the lag issue? It absolutely does not. Because if it's round 2 and you happen to draw at the top of the initiative, you don't have as much time to issue your orders, do you? It doesn't help you that you go, oh my God, here I am, because that's just telling you that I don't have as much time. That you're at the top. You see initiative, round 2. Here is the initiative order. I'm at the top. Oh my God, I saw that I was at the top and I can't be fast enough to issue my order. Does knowing the initiative order fix the lag issue? It absolutely does not. Because if you're at the top of the initiative, your lag, you'll be like, I was at the top of the initiative. Then I didn't have enough time to respond. Right now is randomly drawn. So everybody does not know that. Right. If I'm wrong, let me know. Please type in the chat. But right now, the game rules are the same for everyone. Sable Phoenix says, this still needs some serious discussion and thought experience. I'd love to voice chat with you about this, Heath, but the live stream is not the place to discuss this. Okay. It would help to know, but how is that possible? If you are in the middle of a melee, this is what I say when I'm designing the game. Like, if you are in the middle of a melee, do you know exactly what order in which you are about to attack? Oh my God, I was sitting in the living room and zombies burst inside my living room. They started coming in through the windows. But when that happened, I knew that my friend Bob would be able to attack first. And then I knew that I needed to go on defense because zombie number 2 and then zombie number 4 were going to be able to attack before I was able to take a move. That is not something you know when you're in melee. That is not something you know when you are in melee. I mean, am I wrong about this? Am I wrong about this? I mean, this is a game design perspective. All of a sudden, melee starts. Do you know exactly? Oh, I should defend because I will be behind the gremlins attack and then the goblins attack and then the zombies will attack next. So because I understand how they are going to attack, I should go on defense. Is that anything you know when you're in melee? Is that anything you know? Like, I'm just asking you, if you have ever been in a fight, were you able to anticipate when you should defend and when you should attack based on knowing when everyone in the attack should move? Like, I don't think so. I mean, please, yes, absolutely. Sable says, no, yes. No, yes, we absolutely should. Yes, if Sable says that we should talk about this. But I'm just saying, if you've been in a fight, did you ever move your action because you knew what other combatants in the fight were going to do? I think never. I think never. But I could be wrong. I can absolutely be wrong. And I'm perfectly willing to talk to people about that. But you're like, no, yes. When you're in melee, you absolutely understand exactly when your turn should be coming up. So you can respond exactly, ideally, because you know, hey, I should defend because these two monsters in front of me will defend first, will attack first. And yes, when I am in melee, you absolutely know that. So I'd love to hear from people who actually have combat experience to know, like, listen, I absolutely know exactly when people will attack and when they are behind me and when they will not be able to attack because initiative order, they're behind me. I'm welcome. I absolutely will entertain that conversation. Absolutely. Let's see. Proud Star, I understand that, but all players are on the same field, but does give the monsters the advantage when the AI knows where it's going. What do you mean by that? The AI knows where it's going? I don't understand that. Tabletop Scholar says, honestly, I have new command prime just in case things changes. At the end of the day, I just make what I think is a more risk-adverse overall decision because the chaos of combat can change. Yes. The worst case scenario is if you act last in round 1 and then go at the top of round 2. Tabletop Scholar says, I like that. It's kind of modeling combat chaos, which is my intention. Right. This is the chaos of combat. But yes, seeing initiative order, if it's drawn on the whole round, helps with the lag. Sable Phoenix says. Vulgar Unicorn says, I change my move a lot based on what I see is happening. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, you should. Right. As the combat situation, that's your advantage. You're able to send additional commands, right? So if the situation changes, you're not locked into some command you sent 30 seconds ago. If the situation changes, you can send a new command. Sable Phoenix says you're not wrong, but the gameplay goes are different and we shouldn't be spending the live stream on it. Let's see. Brad says it's like knowing the NFL scores and betting in advance. Dave says, okay, let's meet up and fight. Let me know if you can tell me when it's my turn. Okay, all right, let's fight. Let's fight. I mean, I just like, I was playing 5e and I just hated the fact that, okay, everybody roll initiative. We had to stop the fight. Everybody rolled initiative. We're about to fight. This is about to be something really intense. And then you roll the initiative, and we had to stop while everybody figured out what their initiative turn is. And then there was this initiative tree with everybody's name on it. The game master had to move up and down on the initiative tree so everybody knew exactly when they were going to be attacking or, have their action and when they're not. And as you're like, oh, I'm way down there, I'll just go make a sandwich. Like, in 5e Dungeons and Dragons, if you knew you were low in the initiative order, you could just get up and walk away from the table. Not in this game, because you do not know when you are going to be attacking. All right, let's play. Let's play. Let's draw. Let's draw. Okay, draft party. Here we go. The Vulgar Unicorn, Phobos, level 1 mage. You are in, ill-starred, tabletop scholar, a breathless antiquarian's assistant. Dave, Father Gilla, level 1 cleric. You are in. Kyle, Skinflint, level 1 mage. You are in. Brad Henry, Meat Shield. Oh, Meat Shield is here with 3 MVPs. MVP of July 27th, August 5th, and August 19th. Victor and Victor of and a veteran. That's what I meant. Veteran of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blood cages. Brent, a headstrong locksmith's apprentice. Brianna, a vengeful smuggler. Proud Star, Time to Heal. Sable Phoenix, a rusty smuggler. Douglas A. Burton, a faltering elf lore master's apprentice. D.S. Nospinor, a scratched flagellant. And Ptolemaeus, a parched cult initiate. Here we are in. Let me take this down. We have 1 minute and 23 seconds left until the fight. We have 7 level 0 characters in this fight. We have 5 level 1 characters. We are an average of 1.4. Total HP a little bit lower. We have 47 total HP. And average HP of 4, right? Well, at the moment, I see that we have 12 people watching, and just because you're watching doesn't mean you have been actually commenting, you actually have a character in. So we have 12 people watching right now, but as we know, just because we have people who are watching doesn't mean that they're actually playing. So if you don't have a character, just because you're watching, you might not have bang spawned, and you also might not have participated in the chat. So remember that if you want to play, an important thing to do is to make sure that you are bang spawned and that you are actually in the chat. But then also remember that just because you are not present, your character may still be at risk, right? So there are 11 people watching right now. There are 11 people watching right now, which obviously means that everybody who is that there are more people who will be in the cage than people who are watching. Let's see. Vulgar Unicorn, Phobos, 81% chance. Brent Feinstad, a headstrong locksmith's apprentice. Sable Phoenix, a headstrong locksmith's apprentice, has a 17% chance of getting out. Sable Phoenix has a 21% chance of getting out. D.S. Nospinor, 29% chance. Brianna, a vengeful smuggler, 13% chance of getting out. But hey, Vulgar, you have an 81% chance of getting out. So, all right, let's play. Let's go. Let's fight. Combat commands. I think everybody here who knows them and knows them. Bang AOA is all-out attack. Increase attack power, but shields and dodge are useless. Please read the screen if you need more information. Bang move. Moves your character to the coordinates specified. Bang AOD is all-out defense. Sacrifices movement and attacks for additional defense. Bang hold is hold the line. Characters will not move but will attack monsters within range, and range includes missile weapons and spells. If no action is taken and the character is later attacked, treat it as if on AOD defense. Bang run coordinates retreat. That will move or increase your chance of breaking an enemy's engagement lock. You will defend as if you were on AOD. If you fail to break engagement, if you want to add coordinates, you will move there. Bang fight is default, cancels all previous orders, and returns the character to autoplay mode. Optionally, you may add coordinates, and you will move to that location if the square is empty, or you will fight that monster in that square until it is dead. All characters will accept the last order given and execute it on the start of the next turn. Order stand until you give a new one. All right. Start the fight. Okay, so let's see. We have 15 monsters and only one white ape. 15 monsters, only one white ape. Brad, meat shield, front line. Brent, headstrong locksmith's apprentice, front line. Doug, a faltering elf lore master's apprentice, front line. Brianna, a vengeful smuggler, not too many fighter types this time. Front line, smuggler, front line. Second line, Sable Phoenix, a rusty smuggler. Dave, Father Gilla, second line. DS Nospinor, a scratched flagellant, second line. Proud Star, time to heal, second line. Vulgar Unicorn, Phobos, third line. Kyle, Skinflint, third line. Ptolemos, third line. Tabletop Scholar, a breathless antiquarian's assistant. By the way, let me mention one more thing on the initiative order. I could see, think about this as we're thinking about the initiative thing like this. I can see if the initiative order were published on each round, if you only got to give one order per round. Because right now you can issue as many orders as you want. As the situation changes, you can change your order. So what about this? So think about this. Undisclosed random initiative, but you can change your order to the situation as it changes as many times as you want. Or I want to see the published initiative order, but I can only send in one order. Now, maybe that's the way that it should be. That's an interesting way. We could experiment with this. Initiative order is published, and you have 20 seconds to send. That would solve the lag issue. Round number 2. Here's the initiative order. You have 30 seconds to enter your command, and it cannot be changed during the round. Round 2, enter your order. Here's the initiative order. You get one command. That's the way you would do that. Oh, that might be interesting. So what do you think about that? Would you rather be able to change your command to your character based on the changing situation on the battlefield, but the initiative be random, or would you rather know the initiative but only be able to give one command to your character at the top of the round? Think about that. Oh, I really would love to hear your opinion on that. That's really interesting. Think about that. Let me know your opinion on that. That's really interesting. That's probably it. Because if you know the initiative order in advance, you need to be able to give only one order to your character at the top of the initiative before it plays. That's very interesting. All right, let's go. Let's start the fight. Let's go. Target, Goblin goes to Faltering Elf Lore Master's Apprentice. This is Doug, devastating strike. Faltering Elf Lore Master's Apprentice scored for 8 points of damage by the Goblin's crude spear. Douglas's Faltering Elf Lore Master's Apprentice dies. Meat Shield, Cave Imp. Okay, coming up to Meat Shield. Absorbs the impact, 1 stamina point burned, no damage. Skin Flint. Targets the Goblin. Goes in with Poison Spray, 2 points of damage to Goblin number 2. Meat Shield is playing injured. Oh, I didn't notice that. Meat Shield is playing injured. Cave Imp goes to Vengeful Smuggler, 2 points of damage, a minor slashing wound. Kobold Crawler targets a Headstrong Locksmith, going to throw. Kobold Crawler number 1 goes to Headstrong Locksmith's Apprentice. Ratkin Mongrel targets Time to Heal. Ratkin Mongrel comes into Meat Shield, deflected. Yes, Meat Shield started, I believe, with 6 of 7, but Meat Shield is still up. Goblin Runt targets Headstrong Locksmith's apprentice. Goblin Runt comes up. 3 points of damage, moderate piercing wound. Brent, Headstrong Locksmith's apprentice, has perished. Headstrong Locksmith's apprentice has perished. We are down to 10 PCs to 15 monsters. We need to drop some monsters. A Parched Cult Initiate goes to cast Chill Touch and drops Goblin Runt number 1. Time to Heal, Proud Star goes to Goblin number 2, pummeled with 5 points of damage, major bludgeoning wound. Goblin now targets Rusty Smuggler. Goblin goes to Meat Shield instead, coming at Meat Shield and on Meat Shield's flank. Meat Shield evades the Goblin's attack. Nice job. Meat Shield evades the Goblin's attack. Goblin targets Time to Heal. Goblin goes to Time to Heal. 4 point damage, 1 turned aside, 3 taken as injury, moderate piercing wound. Meat Shield goes Fight. Meat Shield is going Fight to Ratkin Mongrel. Put him down, Meat Shield. Meat Shield, 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. The Ratkin Mongrel expires on the Cold Stone. Ratkin Mongrel targets Meat Shield coming up. 1 point of damage to Meat Shield. Scratched Flagellant, DS Nospinor goes to Brace, Time to Heal against Death. Advantage on saves until the end of the game, which includes death saves. Father Gilla looking at Ratkin Mongrel. This is Dave. Put him down. Yes, nice job with a club. Father Gilla puts Ratkin Mongrel 2 down. Breathless Antiquarian's assistant targets the white ape. Okay, retargeting the goblin instead goes Acid Splash against the goblin. Put him down, please. Put him down. Vicious critical hit. Goblin takes 4 points of damage. Moderate acid wound. Light fades from the goblin's eyes. Zorn readies the archers. Volley is incoming. Goblin targets Father Gilla. Comes up. Goblin number 5 to Father Gilla. Takes 2 points of damage, 1 turned aside, 1 taken as injury. Goblin moves toward Father Gilla. Flank. Father Gilla is gored for 4 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound that drives deep. Father Gilla, Dave, has perished. Oh, F in the chat. So Father Gilla, a level 1 cleric, F in the chat. I am so sorry, Dave. Father Gilla, level 1 cleric, has perished. Zorn holds. The archers stand down. The archers stand down. Kobold Crawler moves toward Meat Shield. Meat Shield, 1 point of damage, a minor piercing wound. Slimeling, Time to Heal. Proud Star comes in. Time to Heal, 4 points of damage, a moderate bludgeoning wound. Proud Star, Time to Heal drops. Dead. Not dead, but unconscious. Not going to help us now. But maybe we can get him out of this cage. A Vengeful Smuggler, Brianna, comes into Cave Imp number 2. 1 point of damage, minor slashing wound. Accepts the AOA. Phobos accepting the AOA order. This is Vulgar Unicorn. comes into Goblin. Phobos costs Firebolt at the Goblin, 3 points of damage, minor fire wound. The Goblin falls with a final thud. Zorn signals to ready the portcullis. Goblins stand by on the crank. Goblin Runt targets a scratched flagellant. Comes in 3 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound. All right, White Ape comes in, throws at Meat Shield, evaded. Meat Shield is untouched. Okay, Sable Phoenix going AOA. Goblin, 5 points of damage, major piercing wound. All right, round 2. Initiative deck is reshuffled. So Kobold Crawler targets Meat Shield. Going to throw at Kobold Crawler number 2. Meat Shield suffers 1 point of damage, minor piercing wound only. White Ape moves toward Rusty Smuggler. White Ape is now deep within our lines, going toward Meat Shield, swinging at Meat Shield. Evaded. Nice job, Meat Shield. Very nice job. Sidesteps the White Ape strike. Then Phobos takes 6 points of damage. The Vulgar Unicorn drops, not dead. Unconscious, but not dead. Breathless Antiquarian's Assistant goes into Goblin Runt, 3 points of damage. Nice job, Tabletop Scholar. Meat Shield deflected. Nice job. Meat Shield deflects Cave Imp's attack. Meat Shield comes into Cave Imp number 1, returning the attack. Nice job. Puts down Cave Imp number 1. Very nice job. Kobold Crawler targets Vengeful Smuggler. Shooting into Vengeful Smuggler. Gored for 1 point of damage. Oh, but that's enough. Brianna Reynolds drops, but not dead. Not dead. Still alive. Parched Cult Initiative. Awards. Oh, he buffs himself. He chooses to buff himself against future attacks. Skin Flint goes AOA. Targeting the White Ape. My voice is low at the end of this. White Ape suffers 4 points of damage, moderate poison wound that spreads under the skin. Slimeling targets Meat Shield. Oh, on the flank. Meat Shield takes 2 points of damage, minor bludgeoning wound. Cave Imp. Cave Imp targets Scratched Flagellant. Cave Imp, 1 point of damage. Only puts 1 point of damage on DS Nospinor. Nice job. Scratched Flagellant. DS Nospinor targets Cave Imp. Last stand. DS Nospinor coming up to Cave Imp. Cave Imp is bludgeoned for 2 points of damage, a minor bludgeoning wound. Rusty Smuggler, Sable Phoenix now coming up to White Ape. Please put him down. Yes, 6 points of damage, major piercing wound. Nice job. Scratched Flagellant suffers 4 points of damage, a moderate piercing wound that drives deep. So DS Nospinor, a Scratched Flagellant, drops. Initiative deck is reshuffled at round 3. 5 PCs to 4 monsters. Skin Flint. This is Kyle going at Slimeling. Poison spray at the Slimeling. All right, last stand, Meat Shield. Goes into Goblin number 4, critical strike. Goblin reels from 9 points of damage. Whoa, nice job. 9 points of damage, Meat Shield into Goblin number 4. Fell-handed, 3 kills. Deflected, nice job, Meat Shield. Kobold Crawler comes up, but Meat Shield deflects. Excellent job. Can we keep Meat Shield alive? Kobold Crawler comes up toward Rusty Smuggler. 2 points of damage, minor piercing wound. Breathless Antiquarian's assistant fires a Kobold Crawler. Acid Splash. Breathless Antiquarian's assistant drops Kobold Crawler number 1. Nice job. Fell-handed. Nice job, Tabletop Scholar. 5 PCs to 1 monster. Let's put him down. Parched Cult Initiate. Fires a Kobold Crawler. Kobold Crawler, critical hit. Necrotic wound, 5 points of damage, puts him down. Nice job. Nice job. Victory. Nice work. 5 souls walk out alive. 3 are hauled out unconscious. Bloodcage MVP. Okay, Meat Shield. Meat Shield on a rampage. On a rampage. 3 kills with 3 perfect defenses. Nice job, Brad Henry. Meat Shield receives a Bloodcage MVP. Nice work. Those are hard won. Very hard won. Brad Shield, Meat Shield. Brad Shield. Brad Henry. I almost said Meat Henry. Brad Henry, Meat Shield. Very nicely done. Got it done. Yes, Meat Shield came in injured and was still an MVP. Plus 8 XP each to all survivors. 4 fell, 4 XP each. Rusty Smuggler, Sable Phoenix, 41 copper coins. Meat Shield, Brad Henry, 26. A Breathless Antiquarian's Assistant, 26. A Parched Cult Initiate, 19. Skin Flint, 18. 130 copper coins thrown. Nice work. 130 coppers to everyone who is victorious. Nice work. All right, let's go to the winch room. Let's turn the winch. Blood drops to everybody who survived, which is a lot of people. Meat Shield, plus 1 HP. Brad Henry, plus 1 HP. Goblin. Oh, another. Goblin's helping you out. Goblin's helping you out. Nice job. Phobos. No help there. Time to heal. No help from the goblins there. Okay, promotions. Parched Cult Initiate. Ptolemos, level 1 mage. Nice job. Your wounds are washed away. Light, spell learned. Breathless Antiquarian's Assistant, Tabletop Scholar, Mage, level 1. Magic Missile, spell learned. Breathless Antiquarian's Assistant. Vengeful Smuggler, Brianna, Thief, level 1. You made it. Your wounds are washed away. Rusty Smuggler, Sable Phoenix, level 1 Thief. Your wounds are washed away. And Meat Shield and his friends celebrate in the winch room. Nice job going to the winch room to have a party. Nice job, Meat Shield. Enjoy yourself. All right, infirmary. 34 patients are in the infirmary. We have 286 characters in the stable. Let's take a look at the leaderboard before we go tonight. Most kills. So Meat Shield got 3 kills tonight, moving him up 2 spaces to number 5 with 21 kills. Very nice job, Brad Henry, with most kills tonight. Somewhat nicely of Courtney goes to 10 kills tonight and showing up for the first time on the top 25 at number 20. Cage MVPs. Okay, Meat Shield, look at this. Meat Shield is now 4-time Cage MVP, the very top level of this. Very nice job, Brad Henry. You have 4 MVPs, which is more than anyone. Nice job, Meat Shield. Very nicely done. Meat Shield with 4. That is extremely rare because, look, we have dead characters who have 3 and 2. The only living characters have one MVP badge. Brad Henry, your Meat Shield has 4 MVP badges. That is epic. That is incredibly epic right there. Optimus Prime got 1 and yes, became an MVP tonight, but also perished, but got 1 MVP, so showed up on the top 25. Boss Slayer, let's see, who is up on the top 25 now? Oh, Bang Spawn is now number 16, tied at number 16, showing up for 3 majors slain. Listen, you got to kill at least 3, but you got to get 4 majors. The Boss Slayers are the apes and anything that comes to the Bloodcage. Damage dealer, we got somebody, Meat Shield did 15 points of damage tonight for a total of 156 points of damage through his career, down at number 5. Somewhat nicely did 69, or it's done a total of 69 points of damage, putting Somewhat Nicely at 24 points. Most bruised, let's see. Oh, Somewhat Nicely took 25 points of damage, and so is now at 19. Okay. Biggest hit, let's see. Who is the biggest single hit? Did we get any biggest single hit tonight? We did not. You got to put at least 15. You're looking at 15 or 16 points of damage to get on the top 25. Most XP. Oh, well, Meat Shield now has 68 XP. Nice job, Meat Shield. Tied at number 24. Wealthiest. Let's see. Meat Shield got 26 coppers tonight, so it's now at number 3. So Meat Shield, Cedric Blackhand is still number 1. Dorley Borskitz is number 2. Meat Shield, now you are at number 3. Nice job. Blood drops. Let's see. Who got blood drops? Our highest living character with blood drops still remains Moses Lack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blood drops. Let's see. But Meat Shield got 1, moving him up 7 slots. He is at 7, and he is now moved to be tied to number 8. Nice job, Brand Henry with Meat Shield. Somewhat Nicely, new, showing up for the first time on the top 25 with 6. Somewhat Nicely. Nice job. Best defense. We know we've got people. Oh, Meat Shield. Brad Henry has 18 perfect defenses, moving him tied to number 2 with Moses Lack. Nice. Very nice job. Only Boars, who has fallen, is ahead of that. So Meat Shield and Moses Lack are our 2 top defenders. Very nicely done. Optimus Prime, who fell, 9 perfect defenses. But that is on the top 25 for the first time. Fell-handed, Meat Shield. Oh, look at that. Meat Shield of Brad Henry has 5 fell-handeds. Got 1 tonight, moving him up 1 slot, tying with the chosen one who has perished. So Meat Shield of Brad Henry is times fell handed 5. Yeah, that is nice. Very nicely done. Got to the top right there. Very, very nicely done. Show wrap up. We have got 58 kills tonight. 19 characters fell. There was one new all-time champion crowned tonight. 328 points of damage dealt. New champions, fell-handed, Meat Shield. You are the champion of, fell-handed, but then also, I don't know why that doesn't say, fell-handed, but then also MVPs. The Fallen include Optimus Prime, Firebolt, Bang Spawn, Sir Tendeth, Crispy Colin, a naive elf minstrel, Storm Warden, Father Gills, an unprepared cultist, an indentured town militia, a nicked halfling farmer, a sunburnt man-at-arms, a scratched flagellant, a landless blacksmith's apprentice, an exhausted flagellant, a shabby woodsman, a faltering elf lore master's apprentice, an aimless town watchman, an unwitting town militia. Warriors of the night. Oh, let's drink to them. Here is to everyone. Let's give a final F in the chat to all that fell. All that fell tonight, F in the chat, and here is to you. Warriors of the night. Optimus Prime got 5 kills. That's Brent. Bang Spawn. Brad got 4 kills. A clumsy pilgrim of Charlie got 3 kills. Meat Shield got 3 kills. A breathless antiquarian's assistant got 3 kills. Most damage tonight, Optimus Prime, Brent did 33 damage. Bang Spawn, Brad did 24. Meat Shield, 15. Doom Arrow of Proud Star did 14 points of damage. Souffle did 12 points of damage. Ignore these. I still ignore the players. I still haven't figured that out yet. Blow of the night was Optimus Prime, Brent, who did 10 points of damage with a short spear to Ratkin Mongrel number 2. Very, very nicely done. Very, very nicely done. Whew! What a night. That was incredible. Thank you all for being here. I really enjoyed it. I really appreciate your being here. Thank you very, very much for playing with me. I will see you tomorrow night. Tomorrow night's Friday Night Fights. So Friday Night Fights, that's tomorrow night. I hope everyone will be here. I have enjoyed playing with you. Thank you so much. Please go forth, be creative, and be constructive. Thank you. Thank you all. Later, everybody.